Hello, everybody. Welcome
Hello,
in.
everybody.
Oops, I got it. I got echo.
Everybody. Oops, I got it.
That was fun.
That was neat.
slick.
I enjoyed it.
Hi, everybody. Welcome in. This is the Nat 30 stream, and tonight we are having a special playthrough of The Midnight World, which is a horror-themed TTRPG system that's created by Gemini RPG, as you can see above me. I am Izzy of the Nat 30s, and I'm gonna have, well, should I? Yeah, I'll let everybody introduce themselves. We'll start with our storyteller over here.
Hello, and just for the record, we have deemed the term storyteller in this game as director now, and there will be
director.
reasons for why. No, that is we've been calling it storyteller up until like a week ago, so you're good. I even say it in the rules document. But hello, I am Gavin. I am with Gemini Productions. I am a co-developer of the Midnight World, and officially on the project as of like a month ago. So I will be helping them push the book across the finish line as we get there. We're September right now, looks like it, but you know, who knows? COVID was wild, everybody. We all know it. But everything's getting on track here.
Wait, what was?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is. Is that something? Is that important?
No.
Huh?
I'm gonna try not to sidetrack that one with the story, but I'll tell you later.
Sorry.
Anyway, I'm done telling people who I am. I guess I'm just take it away.
How about we go below me? We've got one of our most favoritist fans.
Hi, everyone. I am Kat. Here in Twitch, you'll know me as Cheese Cat. I'm super excited to play tonight, especially with like 3 of my most favorite creators. And now I have a new one, Gavin.
All right, and how about Robbie?
Hey, I'm Robbie Knudsen. Nice to meet you guys. I don't know what this was, but that's what I did. So this is my first time being on a live stream. It's very exciting. It's a little disorienting, and I'm very excited to die in the Midnight World. So I have a podcast called Could Have Been Heroes, which we just started during the middle of the COVID nightmare because we needed to put something positive into the world. And and I met Izzy because when we started to reach out and be like, hey, we have a podcast, Izzy was really nice to us, and we love her show now too. So good stuff.
Yes.
And Pat.
Yes, I'm Pat from the Nat 30s, and I love horror. I'm really excited, to make a long short of it, I love everything that I can about horror, so I am really excited.
All right, so thank you all for joining us. You can spam it out there that we are playing the Midnight World. This is a pre-release playtest, right? Like a demo play.
This is more of a demo. We've everything that I'm going to go over here today are solidified rule systems that are going to be in the final book. We're done playtesting the core rule system. And
congratulations! That is such a huge undertaking.
Well, it's like we've got the foundation for everything we want to build on, and we're happy with it. And none of us are arguing that much, and it feels really great. It does.
That much caveat.
Well, like, you know, there's always slight disagreements on things, but it's never like it's all of our. We have gone. God, the amount of work we did during the writing retreat last time was just wild. I am glad that I have a prescription for Adderall now. Let me tell you, I was able to like get it. Like it was a wild weekend of lots of writing and weird shit. But anyway,
Stephen King wishes he had Adderall in the 80s.
Well, he had Coke, so
yeah,
he wouldn't have had to resort to cocaine.
Mm-hmm.
I love how there are just books he does not remember writing because he was just doing Blow and Budweiser. Like he had just
Perfect
no
combination.
idea. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I wrote that, but only because they pay me royalty checks for it all the
Right.
time. So
Yeah.
Good to be the king.
It is.
hell
But
yeah.
this evening, we are going to be running a little module called the Company Retreat. This is one of our 2 demo, like, one-shot modules. It's one of my favorite ones. And the 5 players, or 4 players that I have here with me, I counted myself.
Yeah.
The 4 players I have here with me will all be members of a company going on a company retreat in the mountains of Caring, Ohio. That company is going to be called Twilight Pharmaceuticals. So we're going to begin here by saying the character creation system here is randomly generated, and that's what we're going to use. It's an easy to pick up and do things, so we'll go ahead and get to it. Everybody roll a d20.
Oh, I think I have to roll this d20 that Aaron put a little skull inside of.
Nice.
I'll be upset if you don't.
I don't know if Almost Critical is
now,
out there, but I'm going to be rolling your die. Almost Critical, the Gilded Wyvern, absolutely beautiful dice. I'm rolling this one.
So if you flip to the back of your character sheet, that's where there should be a back to your character sheet. I hope I sent you the right one. But it's got the like the story, or like it should say once, and then I found myself with ellipses after. That's your memory fragment. That is what we're actually creating here.
Oh, killer.
Okay.
If you all have your rules document open, if not, I can tell you what you got. But you're basically going to match that up. So once, if you rolled a 9, it would be a month after my accident. This will dictate, and then I'll kind of go along, like, for everybody out there to explain how it works. So if you roll, your first roll is basically dictating your attributes, your core and secondary attributes. So your strength, your acumen, your charisma are core attributes. Your secondary attributes are coordination, intuition, and resilience. So this first roll dictates both of those, what they're at, what your dots are at, and then you'll move on to the next one. When everybody's ready, you can roll another d20, and then it's the next fragment would be I found myself. So what you're doing is you're telling a story, your character's first interaction with what's known as a dread being. Dread beings or dread manifestation of some sort from beyond the Twilight Veil, as this world that we're in is one much like our own, but at some point has been like cross-sected with this through a thing called the Twilight Veil, and other dread beings and entities that human minds can't really fathom seep in on occasion. By coming in contact with one of these, you are forever changed. You're one of the touched. So the story we're telling here is dictating your first interaction with a dread being. Your mind, like whatever happened, you'll actually you'll have a dread manifestation, how you actually do powers in this world, because you've come in contact with it. You're not entirely like there anymore. So but is everybody done with the first one, or like you going on, or
Yeah,
like,
I found it.
Yeah,
I got the
Okay. Second one be I found myself. Everybody roll d20 and do that one. This is.
Do you want us to go through these as we hit them?
Yeah, I want to. I'm gonna, like, as we go through them, like when you do them, I'm gonna explain them to the audience, and then.
Love it. Okay.
It's kind of how it's. But then this next one is I found myself. So it's once something, and then I found myself. Let's say it was a 17, wandering through an abandoned town. This sets your solace trigger. In this game, you will gain something called distress through a mechanic called minutes, and we'll get to those later. But solace trigger is something that calms you. It's something that, like, I think a lot of people have them, things that just, like make you feel like comfortable. A glass of scotch, or talking to your sister, or something like that. Now, a solace trigger, when you trigger or do something that triggers your solace, you'll roll all your distress die, which are those D4, and every one of those that comes up 4, you'll remove a minute from your tracker. So this is an important thing to remember. This is a player keep up thing. So, like, usually it's I'm I'm using my solace trigger here, and then I'll have you roll it, kind of thing. And is everybody good with that?
Got it.
Okay.
It's getting spooky already.
Yeah. Next up is I Swear I Saw. Roll a d20. I'll say it was a 1. I swear I saw a shadow moving towards me with impossible grace. This is your trauma trigger. This is specifically something that is triggering from this event. This is like a trigger to your dread, to the dread entity and the things that you have kind of come in contact with your life. This trauma trigger for 1 would be being unable to see. At any point, if you were unable to see, you would gain minutes on your midnight clock. That's limited based on, like, you can't just, like, if you're blindfolded for a whole scene, you don't just constantly accrue minutes, but you would automatically accrue 1, and then usually it's like I would make you roll like keep it together checks to keep you from losing it again, because you're still in that kind of situation. And when we're done with that,
I think I just found a new thing I'm actually scared of.
excellent. And we're really just trying to keep you safe.
Okay.
Right on.
The next fragment is all I could do was roll the d20. Let's say it was a 15. Shout at it in defiance, unwilling to be broken by the sight of it. This dictates your innate archetype, or your archetype. The archetype I just chose for 15 was rough and ready. Now, archetypes are going to dictate your kind of your skills, like your basic skills, and those are things like vigilance and the set of, like, or the block of stuff below it. I should really pull up a character sheet to make this easy on me. Yeah, so your skills are composure, empathy, endurance, manipulation, metal, reaction, wit, vigilance, and toughness. The way that you create a die pool in this game is you roll your attributes, however many points, you get a d6. You roll your skills, however many points to those, you get a d6. And then we'll get to how those upgrade to d8s as we go on in this little chart. Where did you go?
My mind can't help but be making tons of connections between these as we go forward. Like,
yeah, there's if I'm not mistaken, a group of James and his buddies like sat down and told like really horrific stories from like their childhood and stuff, and came up with a bunch of like these and started like laying them out. So this this whole thing kind of started because James and Jim are both like combat veterans and have like PTSD, and they hate how like mental illness is portrayed in like tabletop games. Like, oh, so I'm crazy now and this storyteller controls my character.
Yeah,
that is not how this works. So like that's where the whole distress system started really coming from, and formed into this thing, and it's been way more fun than any other horror setting I've done. So if everybody's done with that one, I think the next one is Then the Thing. So say you rolled a 20, said, "We knew you would come," then nodded as if pleased and vanished in a bright flash. This sets up your challenge and privilege. Challenges and privileges are, just what they sound like. This one's anhedonic, so you bleed. I think that one's the free bleeder one. The James is a nurse, so there's always like medical terms I have to remember.
Ooh, that is such a useful horror tool.
Yeah, it really is. So when he plays medics in games, it's like wild. Privilege is chameleon for that one, and the privilege would be you kind of can blend in socially a little better, if I remember correctly. But that is how you gain those. When we're ready for those, we'll do the last one, I believe.
All right, I am ready. I'm ready.
Everybody ready? Oh,
Everybody ready?
I know there's more to write on that one. You can go ahead and roll when you're ready, but ever since then, the fragment for that is, let's say you rolled a 6. I've sought out ever more terrifying experiences, hoping that I might feel something again. And this is your vocation. Your vocation dictates your aptitudes. Aptitudes increase your skill dice pools to D8. So what happens is what was it? Thrill Seeker as a vocation would have, like, say, the aptitude of navigation, right? So anytime you're rolling a dice pool in which navigation could be relevant, your skill dice are increased to a D8. In addition, the only thing you select on your own now is your specialty, and one of your aptitudes that you'll get here, and we'll get to how to, like, all you're really writing down is the vocation portion right now. We'll get into, like, filling in all the rest of the character sheet off of it in a moment. I should have mentioned that earlier, but your thrill. So for, like, a specialty means that anytime you roll an 8 on a die, it explodes. You can roll it again and maybe get another success. That second die roll can't be affected by, like, anything. It's just a one-off die roll, but it makes it easier to get some massive successes between players, or pull yourself out of some pretty bad distress die rolls. All right. And once everybody has that done, let me know. And then we'll get to the next portion of your character creation, and this will finish them off.
I can't wait to run through the whole little story of this character and
when we're done here, I'm gonna have you all read them off, like what your story ended up being.
It's really cool that, like, you build your character via a little story.
Do you put that in the dread manifestations?
Dread manifest? No. There should be the fragments or whatever. The dread manifestation is your power. You may have to put it on the back of the character sheet.
Okay.
This is not the final character sheet. This is just the current, like, easy to get out character sheet.
Yeah. Okay. Did I just put?
Okay.
Sorry,
All right.
I just realized I didn't. You'll have to go to me last.
That's fine. That's fine. So archetypes. If do you have your rule doc open, everybody?
Yep.
So go to archetypes, down towards the bottom, and that's where you're going to go next. You're going to find your archetype that you have here, and it's going to dictate your first hour contract, which is your dread manifestation. You'll write that there, and then we'll look what those do up after we get done with you in a moment. But and then it will tell you what your skill set is for the archetype. So that'll give you how many dots you have in skills. For example, Roughneck is a tough archetype. The Midnight World's quintessential bruisers. They're highly skilled at withstanding and overcoming physical punishment, and they're resistant to social or mental pressure too. Examples of Roughnecks, we give a couple, like Boxer, Street Brawler. They get the first hour contract to Coronal Flash, which is basically Solar Flare, like, kind of situation. And their skills are, they get 3 points in both toughness and endurance, 2 in composure, mettle, and vigilance, and all of the rest are 1: wit, reaction, empathy, manipulation. So that's how it would get set out for there. And once you're done with your archetype, we can move on to the next section, which is vocation. And the bookmark should be correct on there too, just to let you know. Vocations are just like what they sound like. They are your jobs. These dictate your aptitudes. These are the things that you've dedicated your life to, really learned in skill. And for each of these, you will have 3 separate aptitudes that are, that you gain here.
So this is the one that we don't choose this one. This one was rolled, right?
This your vocation was rolled. So whatever your vocation was. So if your vocation was scientists are among the most important minds of the Midnight World. They dedicate themselves to developing in-depth understanding of the natural parts of physical existence, and in so doing, frequently gain critical insights into the things that exist beyond the veil. Characters with the scientist vocation should have a specialty that is appropriate to their era, and they are experts in that specialty. So, like, Science, research, and technology are the three aptitudes that you gain as with a vocation. And then of those three, you gain. You get. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to let you know that you also get a freebie, like one vocation of your choice, on top of those. So that's kind of like your what you've dedicated to yourself outside of your vocation, and then from one of your vocational skills, you may choose a specialty. And the specialties, all of that is listed also in the rules document under specializations, aptitudes, and skills, which are seemingly oddly above occultized and vocations. That might need to change. I think we did that for a reason. I don't know. I'll figure it out later.
Yeah, I do that all the time. When you're writing rules documents, you try to make them go in like the order that you make things go.
Yeah.
But then you find out there are competing or alternate things or
other reasons to order them that way. That
and then you forget what those were.
Yeah, and then you remember it when it comes up, and you're like, oh,
yeah.
Should write that down.
When you walk out of a room and you're like, why did I come into the kitchen? And you only remember when you go back into the room you started in.
Yeah, I mean, Izzy's right. I should write it down, but I don't.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't probably either in this
there
moment.
There are so many good options for my aptitude. Like, I could go in so many different directions.
And then when you are ready to move forward, once you have your vocations, you'll have 4 aptitudes and 1 specialization, unless you have a challenge that changes that. So you should also look at what your challenges do, your privileges and challenges do specifically.
All right. Privilege.
And as well as your dread manifestation, what that does, because that is a power. Dread manifestations, because you've come in contact with something over the Twilight Veil, you are now supercharged with dread energy to a degree. Something is off. These are not necessarily things you share with other people. They are kind of underground sort of issues. However, you have some power of some sort. If you have, I'll kind of give an example of one really fast. The madness angle. Your initial brush with the dread has left you with the ability to briefly peer across the Twilight Veil into iterations of the multiverse similar to your own. By taking a moment to observe one of these nearly infinite parallel realities, you are able to readily spot things in your world that you may have otherwise overlooked. To use the madness angle, take a normal action and declare your intent to the storyteller. You're going to have to change that, director. God. The character immediately spots anything that's hidden by mundane means. So if someone tries to hide something anywhere, you just see it. Further, they're able to pick up on any plot-sensitive information they haven't yet seen. So if something that would get you back on track and you use it, you'll see it. And you add a minute to your midnight clock to use any first hour contract. That is one of the ways that you get pushed higher in your hours. The midnight clock, for those who are not familiar, you have seconds, minutes, and hours, all set in sections of 12. So, because we weren't going to do 60 seconds and minutes, that would be unbelievable. But
yeah, it moves it forward in 5 minutes.
I like to imagine it's chunks of 5, right? Like, but yeah. So once you push your seconds all the way around to 12, your minute hand goes up 1. When you use dread powers or come into stressful situations, your minute hand goes up 1. When your minute hand rolls over to midnight, your hour hand goes up 1. When your hour hand goes up 1, that is a level up. That is pushing you further towards midnight, and basically like the destiny your characters had ever since their first brush with the dread being there with, which goes over that in the book quite a bit more. But the
I
so it's
like
cool.
that.
It's cool to get to like think like, hey, I'm going to push my hours, but eventually you get to the point where like it's a detriment. And you just, and because higher level powers cost more, you speed into it so much faster once you hit 3rd and 5th level powers. So it just pushes you so much further.
I love that. Even leveling up is ominous.
Yeah, it is.
Oh man, first hour.
So, Gavin, I've got a question.
Yes.
One of my challenge is that I'm wounded. So, I get to pick a wound?
Yeah, that is a part of the wounded table. I think this table is not complete yet. So please bear with us as we were kind of just not totally thrilled with the way that we were coming off with wounds. So we kind of like we've got something rewritten. It's just not in this document. Anyway, basically, when you take a wound, one of your attributes is reduced when it's taken. That limits your basic capabilities. A character who loses an arm, for example, might reduce their coordination score by 2 and be able to use not be able to use two-handed weapons. These points can be purchased back to show a character's ability to cope with their new malady. So, like, if you have a 3 in your strength or coordination and you lost your arm, it would go down to a 1. But you can still buy into that skill to get it up there. However, those 2 are like blacked out, so you can't push higher than what 5 would be, because it is conceivable that through later powers or any number of ways, you could gain that arm back, and then it would just be there for you. But so wounds are not always a permanent thing. With a challenge, however, we have a system in game that if you want to play a different challenge or change it, you do get the opportunity to do so at certain points. So that you might like make a deal with some occultist power to get your arm back, but now you're cursed, right? So you can kind of like play with that stuff. So it's never like a permanent thing, though there are weapons that can wound you, and we are very heavy into letting people know they are wounded, having to deal with it. So basically, you can choose any attribute that you would like, and you can reduce it by 2. Your minimum in this situation is possible to be a 0 with a wound, because if you are not very something, and then you lose any ability to do what little you can, but you can still purchase up to gain points back later on as you become more acclimated to it, and when you hit and the way you level up is like you hit second hour, you get 2 points to put anywhere you want. Or you can buy a new aptitude or a new specialization for a point. And then when you hit third hour, you get a new power. Fourth hour, you get 4 points, and so on and so forth. And these are literally like, you're being pushed forward by dread. This is what's allowing you to grow and change this fast. So you being touched, your special makes it like that.
All right.
Did you say that we got an aptitude that we got to pick? Or
Yeah, you get to pick one free aptitude.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And then your specialization should be in the like actual vocational skills.
Got it.
I can't remember if we did that or not. I think you put the specialization anywhere, actually.
Oh, great! That'd be even better.
Yeah.
Is there a list of aptitudes, or is it?
Yeah. Just if you look at bookmarks, it's aptitudes. It's above. It's right below skills.
Do you have a page number? I don't know. Maybe I'm not using the bookmarks.
33.
Awesome. Thank you.
Aptitudes and specializations are there. Each aptitude has a list of example specializations. Do not think for 1 second that's all of them. You just want to have one. Just remember, if it's too niche, you're never going to get to use it. Right. And if it's too broad, it can be ruled against. Like like you can't be science and your specialty be STEM, right? Like or not STEM, but like some like broad cross-sectional science. It would have to be like a specific discipline within.
Okay.
And once we are ready, once everybody has that, let me know. Let's make sure you got everything on your character sheets. And there are pieces of information I will need from each of you that I need to track to be a functioning director here I just picked up the piece of paper I was going to use and moved it, and now I'm just going to spin around like a weirdo on screen. Oh, there it is. All right. So, is anybody not finished yet?
I'm still working on mine.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. Who is anyone finished?
If I could make one decision, decision making.
It's the hardest thing to do.
So sorry. Aptitudes, how many were we supposed to choose?
You choose one, but you get 3 automatically from your archetype,
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
and then you choose 1 specialization.
Oh, I just want to do karate. No, I'm just kidding.
I
I
mean,
I don't know if it was fate, but somehow I rolled that mine could have the ability to be a martial artist. So
Please do it. We need someone who can protect us a little.
I already by chance play 2 characters that are
That are
martial artists.
monks.
Yeah,
Oh, for real?
yeah, but both Zan is part monk and Varro is a monk. So I'm like, I guess the dice gods say let him hit things.
Punch him wicked hard, and then you do martial arts in real life. So, I mean, the games don't
It's-
want you to escape from reality too
that's what-
much.
I mean, and it seems like one of mine sounds like the tall man, so I'm already like,
Sweet.
All right.
I think I'm ready. My guy has real hapless energy.
okay. So, oh, and of course, after this, the hardest part is naming your characters.
Oh no.
I should have had you already thinking about that. What did you? You said? Who said they were done? Did you
I'm
say you
done.
were done? Oh, you're done. Okay.
I think I've done two.
Cool. Then what is
Make
your?
Izzy go
What is?
first.
Okay, Izzy. What is your memory fragment story?
Okay. Once, while I was studying abroad, I found myself lost and alone in an unfamiliar place. I swear I saw a demon ripped straight from the pages of Milton, all bloody horns and cloven hooves. All I could do was set my teeth and stare at the thing, refusing to be broken. Then the thing began to sing a soft lullaby, the same one my mother used to sing, and sank beneath the ground. Ever since then, I've dedicated my life to cataloging every ounce of information I can find. So I am an archivist and a caregiver.
Okay. And then what is your trauma trigger?
Iconography that blasphemes my religion.
How appropriate with a devil sighting.
Yeah, right.
And do you have any idea what you want your character to be named?
Clarabelle.
All right. And what's your challenge?
Authority averse. That sounds about right.
You'll notice that in some of these won't come up, but it happens. They will eventually, if you continue to play. Trust me. Cool. That's the 2 things I need from you. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, Clara. So we have Clarabelle. Would I guess your next Robbie was it? I'm sorry, I'm terrible. I don't
Yeah,
have
I'm
a
ready.
name like. Yeah.
No worries. Yeah, I'm ready to go. All right, so once on a church retreat, or church mission, while I was walking in the woods, or no, sorry, what order am I supposed to do these in? Hold on, I don't have my.
It's the same order that they're in that you rolled them. It's
I wrote them down in the right order. Hold on, let me find these little. I wrote down my answers, but not the prompt, so I gotta
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
find the prompts quick. Okay, here we go. Once, on a church mission, I found myself walking in the woods at night. I swear I saw a man with eyes sewn shut floating feet above the ground. All I could do was back away slowly, praying to all things holy that it didn't recognize me. Despite the fact that its eyes were shut, I was very afraid it would recognize me. Then the thing uttered a single unknowable word and burst into a blinding pillar of light. Ever since then, I've sought out ever more terrifying experiences, hoping that I might feel something again.
Okay. So, what is your trauma trigger?
My trauma trigger is being unable to speak, which if anyone who knows me, that would be very traumatizing for me because I'm a mouthy person.
And what's your challenge?
My challenge, I am a bad magnet.
Oh boy.
I am a bad magnet.
Oh,
And
that's
what that
one of
means-
my
it's gonna
personal
screw
favorites.
us all.
My
what is-
favorite detail that I read in the bad magnet description is that if an AC unit falls from the 5th floor of a nearby building, it's going to land on my car.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just unlucky. I'm jinxed.
Yes. There's that. Yeah. That is correct. That is
That
exactly
is
what's
going
going
to
on
happen,
with you.
yes.
Well, yeah, and it's also if you're attacked, you're usually the first one that gets attacked in a group.
Oh,
I
no.
start with aggro.
Yeah. Like you're the one that usually takes on the bet. Like so something is happening to the group. You step on the trap or what have you. You're usually the dude it happens to.
That's just too real. This hits me where I live.
Do you have a character name?
Robbie Knutson. No, I'm just kidding. Daryl Pendlebrook. I want to distance myself from this character. That's real, though. That's just real to me. My friends and I all talk, we always do the who would survive longest in a horror film. And everybody always universally goes, well, Robbie would die first. So we'll move on from there.
There you go. All right. Anyone else ready?
I'll go.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I'm ready. I hope I did
Okay.
it right.
Cool.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Just read your memory fragment.
So once in my early 20s, I found myself taking a shortcut through a dark underpass. And I swear that I saw death itself clad in billowing black robes with its patinaed copper scythe. All I could do was drop to the floor in prayer, and I lost the document. Please hold. Oh, there it is. Sorry.
Then what?
And then the world's longest ellipsis. So yeah, I dropped to the floor in prayer, beseeching God to save me. And then the thing, pretty gross, let me tell you, it vomited a terrible acidic bile onto me and collapsed, its corpse rotting away into nothing. Ugh. Ever since then, I've devoted my life to God. Only He might save me.
Okay. So, what is your trauma trigger?
My trauma trigger is complete silence, which is actually what I find soothing in real life.
Neat. I'm gonna let you know that one's gonna be fun. This game. Your challenge is wounded, right?
Yeah. So, I'm
Whichever
missing a hand.
You're missing a hand. Okay. So that's gonna lower coordination.
Okay,
two.
by 2.
Is there a minimum on stats? Because that would.
Okay. So not unless there is a wound that would make it that way. You always have at least one on every stat. That's how you start. But a wound can reduce it to that. Though you can you can continue to put points in that to get it back again or get in that direction. And last but not least, you ready?
Okay. Yes.
Oh wait,
So-
what's your character name?
Yeah, forgot about that.
Yeah, I needed that one.
My name is Kale.
Like the green?
Yeah.
Or okay.
That's what chat gave her.
That's what Jack gave me.
Wait, chat?
Thanks, chat.
Oh, we
I
could have
was gonna
gone
be
to chat
Jake.
for a name.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. All right, go ahead.
All right. So, once on a church mission, I found myself alone on the shore, looking out at the dark sea. I swear I saw an impossibly tall, featureless gray man chanting in. I can't read my own writing, but luckily I saved it. Featureless gray man chanting silent words I couldn't fathom. All I could do was drop to the floor in prayer, beseeching God to save me. Then the thing is, it seemed completely unconcerned with my presence, moving away from me and towards some horrible goal. Ever since, I've taught myself to fight, knowing that only I have the power to save myself.
Okay. What is your trauma trigger?
My trauma trigger is being unable to understand people.
All right, and your challenge?
I am a dread junkie. That doesn't sound good.
So dread junkies are when they come in contact with dread entities, dread manifestations, or strange things like that, they tend to go towards it. They want to know more. It does not mean that you're just going to dive at the thing that looks like it's going to eat you, but you might want to tail it a few blocks to see what it's doing.
So I'm the
So-
guy that wants to check out the noise in the basement.
You absolutely are. You are the first. Yeah.
He'll be right back.
Yeah.
I did buy
Exactly.
a house because a basement freaked me out. So we were looking at this house and I was like, I would never come down to this basement, so we can't buy this house. Yeah, I would never come down here. There's no floor. It's just dirt. Nope.
And
Ooh.
Izzy's house does not have a basement at
No,
all.
no, it doesn't have a basement.
The
I've
house
been in-
that I'm in right now, in the basement, there is a little panel in one hallway, and you have this wooden latch, and you pull it open, and inside is just a cement tomb with the top of a well that looks just like when they bury the well in the movie Ring, and then she's like down underneath it. And I was like, yeah, we'll take this house immediately.
No.
Horror
Wow.
basement, I'm in.
Horror
It's got
basement.
a cool
All
study and a horror basement, in.
Well, I believe that we are ready here. Does anyone have any last minute questions? Did anyone not get something on their character sheet to find or have a question about it? Let's
Wait,
go
we
through
need-
those real quick.
We need your name.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
we do need your name. I didn't even write that down.
Oh, yeah.
Did chat
Let's
help
see.
you out?
Does chat want to give?
Yeah,
or
chat
do
is-
you want a
is
name?
very
Or
helpful.
choose your own name,
Yeah,
or
you-
give?
No, let's give it up to the chat.
All right, chat. What's Pat's name?
What's this dread junkie's name?
This dread junkie
Fire
caregiver.
Bob.
Vaseline. You and your Bob.
I
Bob.
love Bob.
What's not to love? Also, I made the terrible mistake of saying like, "Oh, my last name is Pendlebrook. Should I do an accent?" And then no, I shouldn't do an accent. But
We got Bob. We got Mort. We got Ray. We got
Daryl.
Snickers.
Snicksers?
Ray is good. Snickers.
Ray? How about Ray
Yeah.
because Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
There you go. Let's go with Ray.
No Bob fires Vaseline. No.
No.
I get confused because I'm technically I could be a Bob.
That would be confusing. I had someone name themselves Gavin in one of my games.
Oh Lord.
I don't know how to
Whatever.
explain how weird that was.
Thorium.
But anyway, are there any questions yet? That now we got the names handled. Oh wait, no, Dewey, are you Ray? Is it just it?
Yes, I'm gonna go with Ray.
All right. I should probably
One
write
last
that down.
thing, real quick. Specialization is basically we just put a star on like one of our aptitudes.
You
and it's our-
basically write next to the aptitude into parentheses a specific specialization. So if you're
got it.
If you've got like hand to hand, your specialization is Krav Maga. So if you're doing
Got
like
it.
an actual like Krav Maga, you're doing Krav Maga, you always have that specialization. on the
Yeah,
roll.
I remember seeing these now. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Love
All
it.
right. Any other questions? Does chat have any questions?
And there was much rejoicing.
Oh yeah, that's so cool. I've never had a chat.
I mean,
I've
I've streamed, but like I've never had enough of a chat to engage with.
We gotta follow, and I forgot to put my alerts box up, so I'm just gonna.
Oh
add
no!
that.
Don't forget
Thank you for the
shimmy.
follow.
Yay! But if there's no other
Hell
questions, I
yeah.
believe we are ready to join the Midnight World here. So you are all members of a company known as Twilight Pharmaceuticals, and you are taking your yearly company retreat to the mountains of Caring, Ohio, to a place called the Six Ridge Scout Reservation. You can choose what your roles are within the company and all that stuff if you want to, though it is not going to play a huge, thing in what we're doing. You have to think about it that hard. But you sit around a large campfire surrounded by coworkers. You're at your yearly company retreat at the Six Ridge Scout Reservation in Caring, Ohio. The massive fire pit in front of you has begun to burn down to embers as the marketing coordinator, Janet, closes out the evening with a local legend. It's become a tradition for your group every year to close out your first night by sharing the story of the cannibal of Six Ridge. Something about tonight's retelling is different than the ones you have heard before. For some reason, tonight, the entire group is hanging off of Janet's every word. Where you'd usually see the soft glow of a cell phone and hear idle chatter, instead, all you hear is her voice cutting through the cacophony of cicadas and crickets. After she closes her story, everyone heads back to their respective cabins in silence. You travel up the hill to your accommodations for the evening and begin preparing for bed. The four of you are in the same cabin with two others who sort of wandered off from the campsite earlier on and are already asleep as you get there. And you have, as you followed the group back up, you're now in your little cabin here. The cabin is one of those little small, like it's just built to shelter you from like the elements. There's no AC. There's no there's light, but it's that's about it. It's like wires hung from stuff. There's not really windows. There's bug screens over top of holes in the wall, kind of situation. And you each have your own kind of like cot. So I am, before you go to bed, I'm going to allow you to go ahead and take it away.
So this place is a dump, right? Sorry, not to be an asshole, but is this place a dump? It's kind of a dump.
Well, they always just give us this kind of. Yeah, it's a dump.
Oh no, you froze. I was like, dramatic pause, but no. Oh wait, okay, she's back.
Yeah, not. I heard her. She said it was a dump.
I think
Oh,
this
maybe
place.
I froze.
I think you
Oh
did.
no, it was pause for dramatic effect.
Mm.
that trying to think of something sweet to say and just can't find something sweet to say.
Well, they can't spend too much. They'll hit the company bottom line, so I'm not surprised.
Oh yeah, they're just a pharmaceutical company. No, the margins on pharmaceuticals are so poor notoriously.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's how they treat us.
They
if
gotta
you
make their
believe
money
what
somewhere.
they say, right? if you believe what they say, R&D is just eating up so much with this new vaccine that they're trying to make. But who knows if that's even going to work?
Didn't they get a huge government grant to make that vaccine? Like, sorry.
I think they did.
I'm just angry. I'm just always a little angry at these company events. Like, I just wish, this is my whole weekend, man. I wish I could be home playing video games.
Are you hungry? Gee, because I know sometimes that helps me when I'm angry.
I'm sorry. No, I think I'm just a little rattled by. Did Janet tell a ghost story or something?
Fucking Janet.
Fucking Janet, let me tell you.
It's always Janet.
Going on.
Yikes.
It's the same story, but when she tells it, there's always added something. Just to mess with your brain.
So,
I don't know. Maybe she's dipping in the company test powders.
She has. I saw it. I've seen it.
She'll tell you it was a powdered donut, but...
Question, can we actually remember what the story was that Janet was telling?
Absolutely. I'll give you the synopsis of it if you would like it.
Yeah, yes, please.
One moment. This story was about the Cannibal of Sixth Ridge, and the Cannibal of Sixth Ridge is a legend that's been told around campfires at the Sixth Ridge Scout Reservation for years. The legends say that a group of hikers spent the weekend at Sixth Ridge over a decade ago, venturing far into the wilderness and off the beaten paths. Not much is known about what befell them, but none of them ever returned. A few months later, remains were found in a cave in one of the hills furthest from the trails. The bones appeared to have been gnawed upon, and there were more than just the bones of the missing hikers, all human. Every now and again, someone goes missing from Sixth Ridge. It's often attributed to the animals of the forest or inexperienced adventure seekers, but many believe that one of those hikers killed and consumed all the others to survive and took a liking to it. They say he stalks the paths of Sixth Ridge to this night, eager for more wayward campers to satiate his endless hunger.
Yeah, I feel like I should talk to HR about the story Janet chose to tell.
It's Janet. They won't do anything.
Yeah, she's protected. Her dad got her the job. So you'll just end up getting fired, Daryl.
I think I might want to get fired at this point. Bringing us out to Camp Crystal Lake and telling us chop 'em up, eat 'em up stories?
You'll be singing a different tune on Monday when we get back.
You will. I mean, this is your first retreat, isn't it? Because you've been with us, but 9 months now?
I mean, if that, right? I mean, what is time? I don't really...
Ooh, boy.
I'm not a good employee.
Just string with my stump.
I could tell that the moment you started. No offense, of course, but
no, none taken. I honestly,
you don't have to be a good employee for this company.
No.
Yeah, I think I would take that as an insult, frankly. Like,
no, you just gotta be willing to look a different direction when you know things ain't exactly holy.
On the level. On the level. All right. Hey, so quick question: what are the odds that story is not just total BS?
Well, I mean, it's obvious she just doesn't want us to go out in the woods.
Right. She's probably, doing whatever it is she's doing out in the woods. She doesn't want to get bothered.
I mean, can you think of the liability if one of us went out in the middle of the night and broke our leg? The company, would flip out. So she just wants us to stay in the cabin all night.
But we're not 9. So scaring us with a ghost story in the woods is like...
I mean, it works, right?
No, I very much want to go out into the woods.
Well, and I think, too, it's just tradition. And, they're trying to do this thing to encourage engagement by creating traditions and keeping those traditions. And I think when it comes time for the pulse check from HR for the engagement committee to look at, we can start giving them this feedback that these spooky little stories and all this little kid camp out stuff just ain't for us. Okay, damn it, Janet.
Yeah, all of that.
And as you're talking, you notice that the lights start to kind of dim and flicker a little bit.
Did you guys just see my lights just dim?
Yeah.
Did you seriously? I swear, the second you said
you can
that,
you can hear down the way, all of you, the generator that's been like kind of chugging away, slow down for just a moment, and then kick back up really quick, and the lights come back up.
Ritz. It's the Ritz. We're staying in the Ritz.
Yeah.
But eventually, you all do get tired, and you will have to go to sleep. How do you all prepare for your bed, whatever kind of things you want to do, and then you'll lay down on your individual cots. Your 4 cots are in the back of the cabin. The 2 up front next to the door are the ones that are taken. There are 8 cots and 8 different cots in here. The 2 people that usually sleep here are not here yet, so your 4 are settled in the back. After some time, you turn the lights off and you all drift off to sleep. Though it's camping sleep, it doesn't count as real sleep.
It's really shallow.
And after drifting off for some time, you're not sure when, all of you are awakened by a massive crash, almost like an explosion. And as you pull yourself out of bed and look around, the lights are completely off, and there is nothing but darkness and the sound of the cicadas and other wildlife outside.
And no
Don't touch that, it hurts.
birds.
I really wish I had used profanity right then. That'd be great. But
What the fuck was that?
in fact, anyone who would like to know what that was may roll an intuition plus vigilance. And if you have technology or mechanics, you may use that as your aptitude.
All right, so intuition. So
I have
these start at
Change
D6s?
venues. This is
Yeah.
one of the things about streaming. Sorry.
Okay.
So the way this works is everything that comes up a 5 up in that pool is a success. If I he's
He'll be
Yeah,
back. Yeah.
He'll be back. So sorry, I have no idea what I'm doing.
If you have it's the same as White Wolf in that you're adding your attribute plus your skill to make a full dice pool. All of those are D6s unless you have technology or mechanics, and then your skill dice are now D8s instead of D6s. This makes it easier to get a 5 up on the dice. The idea being you're naturally kind of physically or innately good at something for your physical attributes, but you're having a vocation in something really like pushes your ability to get it done properly.
That's a great mechanic, by the way. The whole that your underlying attributes matter, but your training matters so much more.
Yeah,
it just makes a ton of sense.
It does. The thing that we ended up changing is originally all of the vocations were also dice pools, and it was just confusing people and me while I was running it, and because we kept making better and better things, but adding too much, and then that's what ended up getting sliced down for the final rule set and into aptitudes.
Okay, so sorry. It was.
It is. You're going to be rolling in intuition plus vigilance, and if you have technology or mechanics, your skill dice are now D8s instead of D6.
Okay. So, for the 8s. Ooh, I think I'm figuring it out. It's been a while since I played anything other than D&D.
All right, Daryl only heard the sound of his own snoring, and he woke up saying something from the middle of a dream that he half remembers. So
How many did you get? How many did you get?
Above a 5.
Yeah.
I got 2.
How many did you get, Daryl?
So I got 0. I got no successes.
Okay,
I didn't hear
hold on
shit.
to that. Did anyone else roll this pool?
I
No.
did. I got a 1, a 1, a 4, and a 5.
Then you got 1 success. Everything that's
All
a
right.
5 up is a success. Now, this game, the successes are as follows. You have your phenomenal successes, which is 4 or more successes on something. It usually grants you a boon of some sort, possibly like excess knowledge or just have something positive happen. You have successes. Anything between 1 and 3 is success. You just succeed at it. So if you meant to jump the fence, you jump the fence. Then you have complicated successes. That's 0. A complicated success is something that could kind of hinder your group in some way. So you decide to jump the fence, right?
And your butt pocket gets snagged.
Right. Or maybe you jump the fence and you end up like alerting the guard dog, right? You jump the fence, but something's harder for everybody else. And you have catastrophic failures. Those are when you have distress dice, because if you roll a 1 on your d4 as we gain minutes in distress die, it takes successes away. So if you're at negative successes, that's when the bad stuff starts happening, like to you. And as you build more distress and gain more minutes, it's harder to succeed at things because you are like that dread and stress is building on you. So all of you, the 2 of you with successes, you both hear that it thinking earlier back to the generator, that sounded like the generator exploding, just from like, like a gas explosion or diesel explosion of some sort. However, Daryl, to you, no, that was thunder.
All right, so who got struck by lightning?
Daryl, honey, I think that was the generator exploding.
No, it's
Yeah,
definitely
it
lightning.
was. For sure. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever you say.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mhm.
not
should
good. It's worse than lightning, I'd say.
No,
We
lightning is always trying to strike me, I swear.
Well,
We should probably check it out. I mean,
I don't get paid enough to check out. I'm just saying.
You
Well, I mean,
heard.
we're gonna be without power if we don't figure out what's going on, and this camping is already shit. So we won't even have lights.
You all currently feel a bit of a draft, and as you look over in the pitch black room, you see that it looks like the door is wide open.
Ugh.
It's hard to tell because there's no light to be seen, but just what you can kind of gather, it's like,
Hey, are those two... It's probably too dark to see. Oh, wait, I have an ability called Shadow Pierce, where I can see in the dark for a short amount of time.
Yes.
Can I just, like, rub my eyes, accidentally use Shadow Pierce, and see if
Okay, so you know that you can use this ability, and you're able to use it. So yeah, if you want to do that, just go, you add 1 minute to your tracker.
Oh, God, no. Okay, yeah, no, it's worth it. It's worth
All
it.
right. Add 1 minute to your tracker, and this is what you see. Everything is black and white, so think like dwarven tunnel vision kind of stuff. It's not. But what you're seeing on the ground is the 2 coworkers that were in the other bed are no longer in that bed. They are actually have been chopped into very small pieces around the floor of your room, and there is blood and remains everywhere. The
fuck?
You see very clearly the front and only door to the cabin has been ripped off its hinges, and somehow you slept through whatever happened here.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Those 2 other people whose names I never knew because I'm a terrible person. They're fucking chopped up. They're dead. They're dead.
Daryl, calm down. We can't see that, right? Only he can see it.
No, currently you. I will say you may have things on you that produce light. It is 2012 in this scenario, so you have
phones, phone lights.
Yeah,
phone
you have
lights.
phone lights and things of that nature.
Definitely get my
Ri-
phone and just be like, Daryl, calm down.
Ray's gonna pull out
Everything's
his phone and turn on the light, try and look down the hall.
All right, and as you look down, you see what I described to Daryl earlier, and it is a grisly sight. It looks like they're limbs have been hacked off. They've been dismembered. Pieces of their torso and head are lying all over the place, and the entire floor is just kind of covered in blood.
Ray is just gonna quietly to himself just go, "What the shit?" And then
Oh my god.
look over at Daryl and just kind of do that, like when you catch eyes with somebody, like, I know what you saw because I saw it.
Oh, okay. So
Try not to
okay.
panic.
Too late. Way too late.
Everyone, we need to get up, put on our shoes, and we need to go. Like
Flee?
now.
Flee from this place?
But where do we go? We came here on a bus.
Yeah, we can't
Hey.
just
To,
walk
to,
on out of here.
Do we go to the bus? Do we
to
go
another
the bus?
cabin. To the nearest other cabin.
Any place that is not covered in blood
But we have to walk through
With
it to get to the door.
with the door off. Is there like a window or anything else?
Yeah, let's go out a window. Let's go out a
We
window.
can go out.
There are some windows. They aren't very large, but you could conceivably push the screen out and squeeze yourself through.
Okay, I think that we should go out of a window to whatever the nearest cabin is and be very quiet because this just happened. That blood looks very recent, right? I guess I can't. Maybe I can't tell.
Make
Doesn't matter.
make a let's see, a check. That's probably still going to be. Oh, let me get down the character sheet so I know the exact wording. Like a person that designed the game would know. That's going to be an intuition plus vigilance check. In this case, if you have medicine or science, like science, anatomy, biology, or something like that.
Nah. Hey, I got 2 6s, so...
yeah, so... Look, it doesn't, like... You're not 100% sure what blood should look like when it's covered in, like, you've never seen this before. But... Oh, I forgot to make you all roll Keep It Together checks. I'm sorry. I need everybody to roll a resilience plus metal check. Now, your metal dice are automatically D8s. You are touched. This is something that just as a holding it together, every member, every touched has this ability to roll D8s on this, just to keep it a little bit.
So I would roll 1d6 and 2 d8s.
If you have, so you have 1 resilience, 2 metal.
Yep.
Yes, that is correct. Tell me if you get a 0.
Oh no.
2.
Success.
All right, success. Did you get a 0?
I got 0.
All right, you gain 1 minute from seeing what you've seen.
I got an 8, a 6, and a 4.
You're good. Basically, for all your dice, anything that is 5 or above, just count as 1, and then number that together, and that's your number of hits, basically. And then that's the number you give me, and you're good to go. So you've got 8, 6, and 4 is 2. You're correct. You said 4. And would you get?
And would you like us to give you if we got 1, 2, or 3 successes?
1, 2, okay. Yeah, just give me the number of total successes that you get, because there could be things that I have that modify something, or like.
Great, will do.
That's 2 for Ray.
Okay, so anybody that got successes here does not gain a minute. You've been able to hold together, stay back to the thing. But anybody got a 0, you will add a minute to this. So you're trying to, and anyone may make a that check that I just told him to make about with the medicine. So intuition plus vigilance with medicine or science, biology, in order to kind of as you look and see if anything is like strange about it, other than the fact that it's a disembodied corpse on the floor, right? That's weird.
And so how dry does the blood look? How fresh?
Right. It's getting like information about it.
And
One success.
You said if we have the like medicine background, that means we can use D8s.
So if you have the aptitude medicine, then your skill dice are D8s, not your attributes.
Dice, not your attributes.
So whatever your skill pool is, your vigilance dice would be D8s.
All right.
I got 1 success as well for that
Okay.
last check.
Two successes.
Okay, after you all take a moment to try to like stave back the panic and start looking for a way out, you decided to sort of hone in on what's really going on down there. And what you're noticing as you like kind of shine your flashlights and show over is there are portions of this skin that looks like it's burning as blood is sort of like as the blood is pooling down at the bottom. Something looks very off about this blood. It doesn't like it's far too viscous and slow moving that you think, especially given the way that it's sort of poured over. It's pooling in strange ways, not where you like it's not pooling necessarily around parts, but there's other areas. So it just seems very something seems very off to you about what's going on.
I'm gonna taste it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, stay as far away from it as possible.
It's not knife party, Robbie. No eating strange things.
Yeah,
No.
you're the windows that you're talking about. There's 2 big windows in kind of the middle of the room, which is where the 2 beds that were empty and still are empty are like right above them. So you would have to like kind of like go towards where it's at, but you wouldn't have to pass over the 2 bodies at the end of the hallway or at the end of the door.
Yeah, I'm more concerned that maybe whoever did this is out front, left out the door. That's why it's open. So maybe if we slip out one of these windows, we have a better chance of not being seen by whoever cut these people to pieces. Yeah. Okay. So, who wants to go first?
Names? Does anybody remember their names? We know
Yeah.
who they were.
No. I know. Nah. I'm an asshole.
I thought maybe we were being
We're all
bunked up
assholes.
with Tina, but I thought I saw her go to a different bunk.
Oh, I hope
I'm
she
not
did.
sure.
I think
I
they're
think
from a
that's-
different department.
Yeah. Isn't that tattoo? That bad tattoo of that guy named Greg? Or
You know,
I thought his
think
name
you're
was
right.
Steve.
I thought
it's
it was.
Greg.
I thought it was Jared. I don't know. Maybe it doesn't
No.
matter.
It is Greg Stevenson.
That makes sense. That's right. That's definitely what his
Okay.
name was. All right, let's escape. Should we escape? Let's flee.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so your plan is to go out the window,
Mhm.
and your plan is to you're all currently wearing like your pajamas, right? What you would bed in. So do you want to go outside in those? You need shoes. You're barefooted currently.
Yeah,
Those kinds of.
I'm gonna
Oh, yeah,
toss
put
on
on-
some jeans.
Yeah, I'm gonna put
Re-
on some
yeah.
Shoes.
jeans.
Okay.
Ray's gonna put pants and his boots on.
Okay, so as you all step off the bed, as soon as your feet hit the floor to start changing shoes and whatnot, you notice that the blood just starts to pool and move directly towards you,
Okay.
Lifting my
Nice.
feet
creeping
up.
across the floor.
Going to grab my shoes and pull
Floor is
everything
lava.
up onto the bed.
Same thing.
Once
Yeah.
you do that, it stops where it's at.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Awesome.
While Ray's thinking he doesn't even care, he's standing up on the bed, pulling
Yeah.
up his pants.
Mm-hmm. We need
Okay.
to get out of here.
I have a weird idea. So I'm gonna take a Snickers bar or like a granola bar or something out of my backpack, and just like toss it on the floor near the blood,
You're gonna get a what out of your backpack?
like a Snickers bar.
Oh yeah, just whatever. Yeah, okay. So you toss like something over there. The blood does move towards it. As soon as it stops moving, though, like it hits, it bounces, and the blood will move towards it. But as soon as it stops moving, the blood just sort of stops.
Good thinking,
Um,
Daryl. That was a good one.
Oh, I was trying to feed it.
Oh,
I just
still,
that
it
was
was
the
good.
cool,
It was good. It was a good
that
thought.
was the coolest thing I've ever seen.
This is not cool.
Oh man.
How long has he been with this company?
Like 6 months. I don't know, 6 weeks. He's probably just like an
Ain't
IT
been
guy.
quite a year yet.
Yeah, he probably just comes up. By the way, I have no skills in IT or anything, so my character is actually a con artist. So I'm imagining that I don't actually work for your company, and that
I was
I'm
thinking
just-
he's just like
buzz.
just one of those temps. He was just hired to do data entry, and no one told him ever to leave. So
Yeah.
like he just goes
He's
into an
just been
office
collecting-
to do nothing.
He's not supposed to be on this retreat. He's just. That's why he was protesting about it so much, is because he's actually just trying to get a free retreat.
All right.
Well, I'm
Holy
putting my clothes
crap.
on up on the bed. Maybe we throw like our blankets down and then run to the throw the blankets and
We have to get past it.
It looked like it was drawn to the movement.
Yeah, so I got a couple of little tennis balls because I was hoping to find, someone to play catch with out here. So maybe we could just roll these balls on the floor and it'll just follow that blood. It'll just follow the balls.
Well, it'll at least
what
give
if-
us like a head start to get
Like
out
a
the
sing
window.
along.
Can you try and throw it out the door? Maybe we can lead it out the door away from us.
Well, I'll toss you one, and I got one, and then we'll have a third one to try. So maybe one of us can get it out the door. But I think maybe we got to bounce it out the door so it can feel like vibrations. Maybe it's kind of like a snake or something.
I just
Did
realized.
you ever see that Kevin Bacon movie?
Tremors? 1,000,000 times I've seen that movie. Are we
I think
just accepting that this deadly blood is
I
there?
was just about to say,
we can
That's-
worry about that after. Like, I think we should focus on the fact that we have to deal with this.
Can I just see one more thing? I'm gonna take like beef jerky or something out of my snack fanny pack that apparently I have, just full of stuff. And
He doesn't have clothes. He just has like a
No, I'm
weekend's worth
still
of
in my
snacks.
PJs. Yeah,
Can I get beef jerky?
yeah. 1 second. So I'm gonna throw just a chunk of beef jerky, and I'm gonna try to get it into the blood and see like what happens to
oh
it.
god.
I would like to make you to make a coordination plus athletics. Or I'm sorry, not athletics. That's the wrong word. A coordination plus we'll say manipulation with that one.
Hey,
Athletic
all right.
and athletics is the
Is the aptitude.
right.
Okay, I actually have athletics. Not in real life. In the fantasy of this game.
Well, I mean, it's gonna help you throw this beef jerky. So let's.
Hell yeah.
Let's,
I have coordination of 2 and manipulation of 3, and I got athletics. This is gonna go really well.
famous last words.
I did. I got all right. So 3 successes.
3 successes, fine. You perfectly throw that piece of jerky like right on top of like the section of blood there. And when you see it kind of splat down, you see this sort of like steam rising up, and it looks to be melting into the blood, almost like it were acid.
Feed my pet. I mean,
Oh no.
And as you keep your flashlights over there, you're noticing it's the same kind of like the flesh itself seems on these people's limbs and things seems to be eating away at the same point or the same way now.
Whoa. Okay. Yeah. This is evil carnivorous blood. This is actually happening.
All right, throw those balls.
All right.
All
Throw
right.
your balls.
This is some sort of freaky chemical spill or something. This is not going to be as weird as we think.
Hale, after we're done with this, I'm going to teach you how tennis works, because you don't play catch with the... But it's okay. We'll work on it after.
Okay, so we are.
Survive.
So,
I just figured it'd bring something out to.
It's okay.
Do
It's
something.
okay. There are bigger problems.
all right, so as soon as these balls draw its attention, or as it starts going over there, we're going to dive for the window, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The biggest
Alright.
one of us should go first to break through.
Well, and me with my only one hand, can I get a boost or something, or tossed out the window, get a little help, because I can struggle with my elbow and all that. But
Ray,
I can give you 10.
all right.
All right. Who wants to go first, you or me? Sorry, what was your name again? I know you're my supervisor, but Clementine, right?
are you talking to me?
Yeah, sorry, Candace.
Clarabelle.
Clarabelle, that's
Clarabelle.
it. Yeah, I knew that. You trained
You
me.
go
in.
first. You can go
Yeah,
first. For
I'll go
that.
first.
You can go first. I didn't hire you.
I'm pretty sure you did, though.
I did not.
Now, see, I think Miss Clarabelle will remember. She's got a memory on her. Now, it's quite.
All right. So how are you going to handle this blood? I mean, it's still a problem.
Oh yeah.
Bouncing balls?
Yep, we're
Yeah,
bouncing
we see
balls.
if they go for the
Gonna
bouncy
try.
balls.
Are you bouncing the balls?
I'm
Kale?
going to one-handedly bounce a ball.
That is coordination.
Towards the door.
We're going to go coordination plus, we're going to call that manipulation again, with athletics as a tag. Also, if you have weaponry out, I'll allow that one too.
I got 1 success.
That's all I needed. So she bounces the ball and bounces a good like one time. The second one splats in a little bit of the blood, but keeps on like going. As it does, you see the blood kind of like moving towards it. But after it leaves the ground, the blood stops, and then it goes out the door.
Oh.
And as it goes out the door, all the blood sort of stops following it.
So question, couple of questions. How fast is the blood moving, and is there any way to jump from one cot to the next to get to that window, or do we
There's
have to
absolutely you can cross the cots. Yes.
Okay.
You'll have to make like jumping checks to do so, but you can cross the cots if you like.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna do for sure. And
All
is
right.
it moving fast? Does the blood move fast, or like?
It doesn't move super fast. Like you've not really tested how like giving it time to move.
Right.
But in what you've seen, it's not super fast. It's
All right. I'm just gonna go for the. I'm going for it. I'm jumping.
all right. So that is going to be a coordination plus composure. Athletics is the aptitude you could use here.
All right. So.
And at any point, by the way, if you feel you could argue another aptitude, throw it at me. I'll see what I can do.
Nah, I got nothing. So coordination plus composure. All right. 3 successes.
Yeah, you do. You like you bounce and bound over all 3 of them till you get to the end of the room there. But now you're standing on the bed where, well, as you can see from the name tag lying at the ground, his name was Frank. Frank here, his lanyard is sitting there like right at your feet, and now you have to you're gonna have to make another coordination, same kind of roll to sort of bounce out of the front door to where you won't be touching the blood. However, since that has been done by Clarabelle, is anyone else following up Clarabelle on this on the other side?
Yeah, I'll go.
Ray.
If you
Ray's
do,
definitely.
yeah. Is everybody taking this course of action to get out?
Yeah, why not?
All right, I would like
Floor's
everyone to make a coordination plus composure roll. When I get to you, out, tell me what you got, but just hold it. But we're gonna let Daryl jump his first. So coordination and composure, please. Athletics as a keyword or as an aptitude.
Three successes for Daryl.
3.
Yep.
Cool. Daryl, you bounced just as gracefully as Clarabelle did across the different cots until you get to the very end. Though you find yourself in the same position that she is in, as you're going to need to make another one of those to get over. Now going down to Kale and Ray, what'd you get?
I failed.
Like you got 0?
I got 0.
Okay.
1.
All right. So, you are far less graceful, Ray, and you're jumping across, and the two of you kind of go at the same time to try to meet them. But you see at the third bunk, Kale sort of like hits the third cot, and the mattress just slides right from under her, and she falls on her back on the mattressless cot, like hanging over top of it. The mattress like landing on the ground, and the blood start to move towards it, with her feet kind of dangling off.
Not time
Is
for laughter.
Ray close? Is Ray close enough to be able to maybe like grab grab
You're
her
on the
to-
opposite side of the you
Oh.
came on opposite sides of cots. So no, the one she's on Clarabelle's side. She's one bunk behind you, and you feel this like mattress kind of hit behind you before you're able to make this jump over outside of the door, and you look back and see Kale having collapsed.
Kale, it's not funny. Get up.
Get her! Get her! Get her! I'm gonna put my feet down on the ground and start just like banging, like stomping on the ground to try to get it to come to me instead of going after her.
Okay, you definitely do, and it all of it, every bit of it moves towards you.
Oh,
You saw,
whoops,
and,
whoops!
it starts like the entire floor just like starts to, and you have this moment in your head like, of course it's me. Right, like it's all coming at me. So, like the entire thing, where before different portions seem to be picking stuff up, when your feet hit the ground, the whole pool starts to move towards you.
I've made a terrible mistake.
All right, what is everybody else going to do? We're kind of in rounds ish now. I'm not going to do an initiative because it's not needed, but like everybody, the way that this is going to go is I'm going to ask you what you want to do. I'm going to give you a roll for it. I'm going to have you roll, and then I'm going to get back to you, and we'll narrate what happens. So, Clarabelle, what is your action this round, this turn going to be?
Oh man. Kale, huh? Okay, so Kale's on the other side, like other side. Not
The bed literally right behind you.
Oh, it's
Kale's
right
on
behind
your
me.
side, yeah.
Oh, okay, so I will reach over and try to help Kale up onto the cot that I'm on.
All right, so what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you roll a that's gonna be, we're gonna call that a strength plus composure. You may use athletics or athletics, maybe even tactics would be okay here. All right, and Daryl, what's your action?
I am going to I'm going to try and get as far away, like, can I reach a nearby, like, windowsill? No, you know what? I'm going to jump out the front door. I'm going to jump from the cot. Since it's following me, I'm going to just try to, like... Is it between me and the door? It is.
Yeah, because the cot is against the wall, so in order to get where you're going to have to go, you're going to get off the cot if you're going to run. Or you could get back on the cot and try to hop out the front door.
Yeah, I'm pretty spry. I have athletics. I think that his instinct, which is not my instinct is to curl up in the corner and cry. But I think that his instinct would be to athletically leap off of the bed and try to like dive roll out the front door, since it's he's got that like angle.
Coordination plus composure, please. Athletics. Kale, what are you doing this round?
I'm gonna try to help get myself up however I can.
Yeah, so you're gonna roll a. I want you to roll a. We're gonna go intuition plus composure to kind of like, oh god, I'm on my back. Like just your instinct is almost taking over at this point to try to get you up. So intuition plus composure, athletics could work for this. I'm also okay with hand-to-hand possibility. And Ray, what are you doing?
Seeing the pool, can I see it heading towards Daryl? Like,
yeah, you saw like that was the last thing the pool is done, and then when time unfreezes for the narration, it'll move.
And about how far, how many cots before I'm where Daryl is?
You're on the last cot. You're also on the last cot with Daryl because you made it all the way last time.
Okay. Oh, okay. So I did make it. So it's also coming towards me right now.
Yeah, technically.
And he just attempted to jump out.
Yeah. That's what he's doing now. Is so you may also attempt to like follow him if you wish, and y'all can like jump out together or back to back.
Son of a bitch.
Ray is. Oof. I want to help, but I can't get to the other cop without going through the blood. So Ray is going to quickly grab the other mattress from the last cot and attempt to like throw it on top of the blood before he jumps, kind of like small barrier.
All right, so that's going to be
See if it slows it
two
down.
separate actions to do that. So what we're going to do is for this action, you're going to do a, I would say strength plus, say reaction. Strength plus reaction. If you have athletics or weaponry, yeah, I'll give it weaponry. The mattress weapon. So, the one jumping out, we'll start with Daryl. What'd you get?
I got 1 success. I got 1 8.
That's all you need.
Yep.
Literally all you need.
I just made it.
Yeah, you get out. I mean, it's not you were far more graceful jumping across the beds. Don't get me wrong. But
I wasn't
you
in full panic.
You kind of just like crouch and just go, and you dive out. You very ungracefully sort of like land on the front porch and kind of come out and step down the stairs and look around behind you, and you can see them coming out. But that's where we'll stop with you for now, and then we'll let you. All right. And Clarabelle and Kale, what did you both get? Because you're doing an action together here.
I got 2 successes.
That's all you need. 2 successes. So like, really, Kale's like pop up was like her own doing. Your hand's down there though. You could take a little credit.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
She reached out towards the side where the hand's missing. Like, here, grab onto me.
Yeah, like just missed. Yeah, she sort of bench rode for the Super
Thanks
Bowl
there,
ring.
Clarabelle. Appreciate
Oh,
it.
you're very
And
welcome.
then Ray, what'd you get?
3 successes.
So you're able to take this other mattress and you throw it right on top of the blood, and you don't hear anything strange. It's not like starting to melt. It's just sort of sitting on top of it.
Oh my god, it only burns organic matter. Oh my god, no.
And with a phenomenal success with medicine, it's what you would have picked up earlier.
Yeah, I see that. Because it's not, because otherwise it would be burning through the wood
The
of the
floor
floor.
and
yeah,
the
yeah.
hot.
Yeah, okay.
See, that's
Only-
why you don't. That's why you don't sleep with your foot off the bed. Okay,
Yeah, I know.
that right there.
Got a point. So you have tossed that over there, and Daryl, you're outside. We're going to start with you. What would you like to do this round?
Is the blood, it's not following me out of the building?
Once you stepped, it was following you onto the kind of like towards the front porch for a moment. The second you stepped in the dirt, it stopped. Like off the main porch, you stepped on that step and went down. It stopped, and
All
it
right.
started like moving back over to where the mattress landed.
I think Daryl will yell inside, go out the window! I'm going to try and keep it occupied. So I guess I'll run to one end of the porch as far away from it as possible, and then like start like hitting my hand on the wood, trying to get it to come over to me, using the fact that apparently it wants to eat me a lot to lure it over so that they can maybe escape.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna do. We're gonna call that coordination plus manipulation. And I honestly don't know what aptitude. Do you have an aptitude you think will work with that one?
I would love to argue that my skill at negotiation would be able to convince it. No, that's not gonna work. Maybe athletics, it would keep me safe.
I'm
Like,
okay with athletics.
My like reaction time would be really good. Like I'm not gonna get caught flat-footed by it getting up to me. All right. 3 successes.
3 successes. You succeed. You actually start you put your hands down and start like messing around, and all of the blood just starts coming right out on the front porch.
Come on, you stupid blood!
And what you all kind of notice now is that as I shouldn't have had him roll for that already, but I'll just go with it. You're gonna see the blood kind of moving right where you need to jump to get out, like 'cause it's now on the front porch out the front door, like going towards him.
Window!
So
Go out
yeah,
the
so you
window!
can like make it probably out the window now. In fact, we're gonna the window's not that difficult to pop out. It's like stapled in, so you don't need any real like rolls or whatever. But you do notice that as any of you step around or on the ground, it is just going for him.
Okay. All right.
Great.
To the window. To the window. Let's go.
Okay.
Is there a window in the wall?
Ray, punch it. I hear you like to punch things with the knives.
Everybody to get out of the window, we're going to make a strength plus, we're going to call it, not endurance, strength plus toughness is where we're going to just pull yourself out of the window, up and out of the window. Athletics as a thing, or larceny. If you have larceny, that's also applicable here.
Now, it's only something special if you roll all max, right? But if you roll just 1/8, it's not anything.
If you have a specialty and you roll a max, you can roll it again. But if you don't have a specialty, then it's just a success.
Okay, so that's 3 successes.
You pull yourself out of the window rather easily. Like you pop the thing out and kind of come out, and you're able to like lift yourself down, and you're on the outside of the drop down on the outside of the ground now. Clarabelle, what'd you get?
1. I did
1. You did it. It took a second, and Kale kind of like gave you a little butt boost there, but you end up getting over to the top and like getting on the outside. And Kale, what'd you get?
Well, because I was the last one out, I didn't get out. I got no successes.
That's fine. No successes is a complicated success. You still succeed in doing this, right? So as you end up like going out, you're kind of standing on the bunk, and you put your foot on the top of the like headboard, and as you step, it spits out and like slides across the room, knocking a bunch of the blood and bloody clothes towards Daryl's face.
Good God!
Yep. You almost fall, but you end up like reclaiming and scrabbling yourself up there. But this big splash of blood comes towards you, Daryl. I need you to roll a coordination plus reaction, please.
Oh, for the love of God!
If you have athletics or tactics, you can.
Sorry,
get the hits on
Daryl.
this.
I hate you! Alright, so, did you say coordination and
Reaction. Mm-hmm.
Okay,
That is a dodge roll. When I ask you to make dodge rolls, that's the one you do.
love it.
Well, these
Eventually-
beds are just the bane of my existence.
2 successes.
Oh.
Yeah. So this the little droplets that are kind of heading toward you, see it, you push yourself like right off of that porch and like fall down and land on your back. And after you're off, like, and the everything is done, everything's quiet. But you hear now that like it's actually quiet. There's no noise whatsoever anywhere. The bugs have stopped going. There's no cicadas. There's no crickets. There's no wildlife to be heard. There's nothing. Just complete pitch silence. Kale, add a minute, please.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was coming.
Yep. And you are all now lying in the dark with your cell phone lights or what have you. Daryl, as you're laying in the front, you're kind of on the beginning of the path that leads down the hill to the main camp area where you were hearing the story earlier. As you look to your left, you see a body lying on the ground. It still seems to be moving.
Hey, you get. Oh, shit. Hey, somebody's hurt over here, maybe. Hello? Hello, are you alright? There's some fucking crazy shit going on.
Is everybody going over to check on this body? Who's going?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So as you all approach, you see lying there the familiar form of Janet. She is face down. And she looks to be trying to like. She's got like one hand kind of like under her body, and her other one's like crawling. She has like strange lesions all over her body where she's been cut in some way. And as you get to her, what do you do?
I don't want to touch her.
I will. I've got the caregiver, whatever the heck.
I was going to say, yeah, me too. Like
Okay,
medicine.
We'll both rush
check.
over.
Yeah, rush over, see if we can see what happened.
Okay. So the two of you should make a intuition plus wit. That is with your medicine skill if you're going to be checking on her. And as you get over there and give me those when you're ready.
All right. So I've got emergency field medicine specific, so I rolled
Oh yeah,
eights.
that's yeah. You re-roll your eights.
Okay, awesome. Where's my last D8? There it is. So, wit and tuition. Ooh. So, 1, 2, 3. 3 successes.
And how many did you get,
Two,
Ray?
two, two.
You got it.
Two.
Together, you got a 5. Okay?
Okay.
That is how we do health actions. So together, you got a phenomenal success.
Nice.
So you have both rolled over and you
Nice.
start talking over the patient and trying to figure out what's going on. And just in a few moments, you're in sync. But then you see like Janet's eyes look at you as you're working on her and trying to look over her, and she puts a finger to her lips and goes, "Shh." She looks panicked, wildly panicked, and as she's doing this, little spittles of blood are coming from out of her mouth and around her finger. But she's just trying to shush you, shh, 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 like she is absolutely losing her mind with it.
Like, shh, it's okay, Janet. Calm down. We're here. We're here.
And every word you say, she stares at you pleadingly, and shh, little spittles of blood coming and landing on your shirt.
I'm gonna stop talking.
Ray. I was going to say Ray puts his hand over her mouth.
And as she gives that last gasp of to silence you, like her breath she never takes another. She falls back, and you're seeing that like her wounds. There's nothing you can do without major like field medical kit of some sort, and an actual. She needs an ambulance and a hospital. She's far. There's a massive 3 massive what look to be claw marks across her stomach, where her which is kind of like opened her up quite a bit. She has what looks to be tooth marks on her shoulder and her arm, and they are not. You've never seen wounds like these before, but they are absolutely too much for her to bear.
Can you make her comfortable?
I don't think I'm gonna touch her again.
Ray's going
gone.
to kind of
She's
take a
gone.
look around, see if there's any sign that anyone else on the retreat is around or running or anything.
There are 2 other cabins. Yours is the first of the little group here, leading up and away. But you can see the door off of all of those has been torn off. You also know that Janet was not sleeping up here. She was down in the corporate cabins, which are much nicer, by the way, that are at the main campsite, and she is some reason up here. So,
Okay.
Can we?
Do y'all think she was coming up here to warn us of something? Because, she don't really...
Nah. I think she was running away from something that's down there.
Yeah, I've never liked Janet, and she's never liked me, so I don't think that she would come to warn me of anything.
Although, maybe whatever she thought she was running from was up here too, or caught up to her and then killed these two, Frank and what's his name?
Why wouldn't it kill us? We were in the same cabin.
Lucky? I don't know. It was dark. The transformer blew and scared it away. I don't know.
everybody make an intuition plus vigilance, please.
All right, 1 success.
We have 1.
3 success.
It's you, right?
And this one, you could add tactics or occult.
Oh.
So you
Hold
would
on.
get d8s.
All
Instead of
right. Sorry,
D6s.
that was intuition plus.
Intuition plus vigilance.
Oh, vigilance, yeah.
Vigilance, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna re-roll then, because I got occult.
Okay.
Oh, 2 successes.
There you go. Didn't we get 0?
No, I got 2 successes as well.
Okay. Anyone that got 1 through 3, you all succeed. You hear in the middle of this little like conversation you're having. It's somewhat hushed, but it's getting a little bit like panicked. And as it gets a little louder, you start hearing this clicking, this constant sort of like rhythmic clicking from out in the woods behind you.
We should definitely do what Janet said and be very quiet.
I think you might be right. But the silence just drives me nuts. But
Does
I'll
it?
try. It really does.
Okay,
If
too
then
bad.
maybe
That's
let's-
too bad.
quietly try to find some place to go away from the clicking.
All right. Now, you do know that the parking lot is on the other side of the main campsite that you were at the night before the thing. So you're going to go down a hill for, kind of down a hill like a little path, and you'll get to a larger clearing where there's the larger campsite. There's the big like communal building where they do food and all that stuff, and there's like a prep kitchen, and like there's a little ranger station in there that's like for when the ranger that runs the camps out here. And then across from that are where all the like nicer cabins are that have, actual bathrooms and stuff like that. So,
And windows.
No, there's still bug repellent windows. I mean, this place isn't that fancy, but it's like the building that you're in. Even the main building in the kitchen area is just got those like bug screen windows. But that's kind of the appeal. It's always kind of it's a nice temperature out. It's really not that uncomfortable. Oddly, it's a nice night in all other ways.
So rustic. All right, if you promise not to ask why I know how to do this, I can maybe hotwire a car for us.
I don't really care. That
that's
sounds like an
fine.
excellent idea.
Great, parking lot, let's do it.
Let's. And maybe we can find some weapons at that ranger station. I know sometimes they might got a gun or something for bears or cougars or whatnot. So
Killer.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there any way to tell which direction Janet came from, like a blood trail or whatever?
Yeah, you can make that would be intuition plus, we'll also call that wit, but I gotta think of what are your aptitudes?
I've got research, medicine, technology, and occult.
No, you don't have anything for it. Something like investigation would work here, or like specifically nature or something like that.
I got 2 successes.
You see some footprints leading from the path that's heading down to where you're going to have to go through to get to the parking lot. But from behind her, there is a trail of blood definitely that's leading up here. And as you kind of look down the path, you also see another body look to be in the ditch on the side of the path there as well. This one not moving.
We recognize.
All right.
You would have to get closer.
Do we care? Do we care enough to recognize? Do we want to like tell people whose families like that they died if we make it out of here?
I
think
think that
we
maybe
just
we
say-
could do that in the morning.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
alright,
we just
okay.
say everybody but us freaking died.
Okay.
We should. They could just be hurt though.
Oh,
We should check it
alright.
out.
Well,
Shut
throw a rock
up,
at them and see
Ray.
if they say ow.
Oh God! All right. Also, can I take anything that's in Janet's pockets that might be useful, like any keys or like I just had this weird thought about like a corporate pass card or something.
Yeah, make a let's see, we'll call that a coordination plus vigilance for like a pat down. And if you have larceny, that will go on to it.
I
If
do
you
have
have-
larceny.
Investigation,
I got 3 successes.
you actually
Wait, 2
do-
of them are 8s. I actually get to re-roll those, don't
so Janet, being one of the many
I?
women
4
that you have,
successes.
oh, 4, even better. Janet, being the one of the many women over the years you've heard complain about the lack of pockets, has specifically made clothing with pockets in it for her, and you find in one of her pockets her car keys,
Oh, yes.
and you also find a knife. It's like a pocket knife.
Heck yes.
As you pull the pocket knife out, you notice there is blood already on it. The blood
Way to
looks.
go, Janet. Go
the
down
blood-
fighting.
The blood looks kind of like dark and strange, almost black, like it's been there a while. You know what I mean? Strangely, yeah.
Okay, way to go, Janet. Went down fighting. Thank you for the knife and the car keys. Let's go check and see if that dude's alive so that Ray can sleep at night.
Hold
All
on.
right.
Can I look at that knife?
Yeah. You can
Thanks,
look
Daryl.
at it while I hold it up at you. No,
I'm
damn.
trying to take it.
Fine. Take it.
Is there any way I can tell how old that blood is?
Can you make a medicine check?
Yeah.
So that's going to be an intuition plus. We're gonna call that one wit, and that's going to be a investigation or medicine check.
All right. I've got medicine, emergency field. Is that still counts?
This would be more like forensic science medicine,
okay,
forensic medicine. So
All right. So wit. All right. Okay. Witty, not strong. 2 successes.
that blood is not human,
Oh.
as best you can tell.
Knew it.
Whatever it is, you don't know. But it is not like it. It's not dried. When human blood turns black, it's because it's been dried there for a while. This is not dry. It's still kind of slick when you get to it. It's almost sticky.
Ray, you want to taste this?
I'm good. Thank you though.
Holy
Okay.
crap. All right.
I'm gonna give it back to Daryl. Be careful with that, Daryl.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. All right, Ray, check out the dead body and then we can start sneaking.
All right.
So while Ray heads to the body, I'm going to just take a moment to see if I can find like a path that is like out of sight, that's off the road, like maybe between cabins or something that will keep us from just being out in the open. Ooh, clicky clacky, clicky clacky.
Okay. So you're trying to what exactly?
Just like find a route that will
You're trying to-
keep us.
Oh, you know the route. Like this is the same route you came up here with. Like it's the trail that goes back to everything else. Anything else is just going to be wandering through the woods.
Oh, yeah, we're not going in the woods. Never mind that. Scratch that. Sorry. Go ahead, Ray. Sorry.
There's a trail out the other direction, but that's going away from everything, especially the parking lot. So.
Yeah, let's stay on the path then.
Ray, you
All right,
want
so-
help or are you good?
I'll always take help, but
Yeah.
if
Both
you
of
don't want to, I understand.
I
Both
don't
you
want
make
to.
intuition wit with your medicine.
I'm gonna
if you
stay
want
far,
to.
like,
Okay.
I'm gonna stay back.
Ray, make an intuition wit medicine, please.
Oh wow, I got 4, but 3 of them are 8s.
What's your specialty?
Medicine.
No, medicine's
No.
your aptitude. What's your
yeah,
specialty?
my aptitude. My specialty, I believe. What did I pick? Oh yeah, no, I chose the psychology. Yeah.
Okay, then. Cool. Then that is you just you got 4, right?
Yeah, 4 successes.
Okay. You don't really need any more than that. Doesn't really matter. That's the highest you need. So your 4 successes is immediately you get over there. You reach your hand down to turn over the body, and you stop because you immediately recognize that the blood on him is doing the exact same thing it was in the other one. It is melting his skin, and you're able to jump back in time as you see it start to react to you, and then go back to the organic material it has to eat right there.
Ray's gonna back up slowly, trying to be as quiet and light-footed as he can, and
All right.
head back to the group.
See,
Hale, I can keep talking if you want. Are you doing okay? I know I'm supposed to be quiet, but
That clicking is still going on. It has been ongoing this entire time since you started hearing it. It's starting to get louder.
oh god.
Okay. Pick up the pace. Let's
Okay,
yeah,
let's go.
Y'all,
Let's go.
I'm ready to get down this hill down to the parking lot in that ranger station. I'm serious. There might be some bugs, not bug spray, but some bear spray, or maybe they got a gun or flare. I don't know, but we needs to start getting going.
Do we want to run?
Will we
Are
get
we
to-
running?
Will we get to the ranger station before we reach the parking lot?
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to stop at the ranger station. All right, so I think that honestly it might be better to be quiet than fast, considering what Janet's dying words were. So maybe nice and easy. Don't step on twigs.
Okay.
All right. So everybody, in order to get down the hill through this path quietly, is going to make a coordination plus composure roll. Larceny is the big one here.
All right.
Nature probably.
Oh man.
Social psychology is not going to help me out here, right?
Probably not.
4
And I'm-
successes.
I'm sorry, what was I rolling again?
Coordination plus
Composure.
Composure.
I think it was.
composure.
And 2.
So I am never a PC ever, and it is so wild to be playing somebody who's so different than I am. Like this guy is like, he's like pad-footed. The only thing I have in common with him is extreme unlucky.
This is my second RPG ever. I've only ever played 5e. I've never played anything else.
That's just the tip of the iceberg, man.
Oh man,
I know.
you're in for
I know.
such a treat, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm
All right,
loving
so,
every minute of it.
Did anyone get a 4 or above on that roll?
4 successes.
All right. Did anyone get a 3, 2? You get to 1, 0.
Kale, my god.
She's wounded. She doesn't have coordination when she's
Yeah,
lost it. That's her
her
wound.
balance is all messed up.
I only
Yeah.
got one hand.
It's lucky you're so charming, because otherwise I would have ditched you ages ago.
Well, see,
So,
that's my social
as-
psychology coming into play.
You are all
Yeah.
walking. You are all walking down the path as quietly as you can. Pulling up the rear is Kale, who keeps you keep hearing little scuffs under her feet, and as she's going, and you all kind of look back at her like, the fuck is going on? And you hear
Shut up, Kale.
you hear the clicking that seemed to be going in the direction you were start to come in your direction again. Like
Oh
it's
my god.
it seemed like the sound was heading off one way, and then it turned and started heading in your direction. You are, however, moving kind of quietly enough. However, everybody, or specifically Kale, Kale and Daryl. Daryl's unable to speak right now because you're stealthing, and Kale is in complete silence. So Daryl, you're taking a minute, but we're in the same scene, so you're rolling a keep it together check, Kale. That is a resilience plus metal, and you get a D8 on this automatically for the skills.
When you said take a minute, I gain 1 minute.
Yeah, you add a minute.
Okay.
So you're now at 2 minutes, correct?
Yes, I am.
You have your first distress die. For every 2 minutes, you gain 1 distress die, and now with every single dice pool you roll, you add a D4 to it. If that D4 is a 1, it subtracts the success.
Oh, you little bastard, die. Also, from at Nearly's Dice on, I have this fun little skull die that I'll add in. That
Oh.
seems appropriate.
That is awesome.
All right, but what'd you get, Kale?
I got 1 success.
You're fine. You actually are able to sort of right now it's more important to not get killed by whatever is worried about noise, and you're not worried about about silence right now. However, you're still kind of moving down the hill at a good clip, and you get to a kind of a clearing. You see the big clearing where the group building is that houses the kitchens and the serving area and the ranger station, and that's where the generator is. It's where all the electricity kind of is pulled out, like from lines on top. And then to the left, there are 3 different large cabins that are much nicer built than the ones that you're in. And all of you see walk from behind those cabins a strange looking creature. The moon shines through the clearing, pinning a soft luminescence across the cabins and the grass, and that soft clicking is heard yet again, emanating from just out of sight beyond one of the far cabins. A dark figure slinks around the corner of the building, low to the ground. It seems to be made of pure shadow, a black, empty spot in space that vaguely resembles a humanoid shape. As it turns its head, seemingly to analyze its surroundings, you notice it is featureless. There are no ears, eyes, or nose on its head, only a gleaming set of horrible razor-like teeth. The clicking is emanating from this creature, and as it's scanning around, you see the clicking kind of...
Did you hear the utter silence that was? because we know these things are auto or like sound located, or at least the flood does. So we're all just like, don't breathe, don't make a sound. Yeah. So I'm gonna just try to hold as stock still. I'm gonna try and not let my heart make too much noise if I can.
Okay. And you see this creature walk kind of across the clearing towards the group building, and you see another one walk on the other side of the group building next to it. They seem to like look at each other, but they don't even acknowledge each other's there. They click right over each other. They're like scanning the area, seem to be walking back and forth. And as you're paying attention to them, you hear that same noise getting louder from behind you yet again. As you turn around to look, you can see vaguely. Well, no, they're made of shadow and it's dark. I want you to make a intuition. I'm sorry. Why am I saying intuition? Because I'm right. It is intuition plus vigilance. Intuition plus vigilance. We'll go with tactics or nature.
1 success.
You make out a
2
shadowy
success.
figure. Anyone who got 1 or above. 1. Did you roll your d4 with that?
Oh no, I forgot.
Will I get a
Oh,
D4
no.
because I had 1 minute added?
It's
or
2
no?
minutes. Once you hit 2 total minutes, you get a distress die.
Okay.
You can get no more than 5 distress die because at 12 minutes you roll over to the new, and your distress die go away. So, all right. So did anyone get a 0? Okay. You all look back and you do see this clicking. It's pretty easy to pinpoint. You can hear the noise now as it's walking forward, but it's coming right down the trail in your direction, scanning back and forth. You're gonna have to make a decision quick.
Well,
Can we get to the can we get to the ranger cabin? We would have to go around them.
I mean, you kind of have to go through them at this point.
What's the path of least resistance that we can see running to the parking lot? Or
Well,
there's-
running to the parking lot's going to be straight through. The path to the parking lot is straight ahead. So from where you're at, this path opens up. To your left are the 3 cabins. To your right is the group cabin, and then that big and the campfire that you were at is like kind of in the middle there. As you look forward, you know that the path leading up to the parking lot is straight ahead on the other side of this clearing. You're gonna have to go past the 2 of them in order to.
All right. I think that Daryl is going to consider throwing Kale to the wall, to sacrificing Kale, but instead he will pick up a big rock and throw it as far as he can, like to the right of the path, to try to like get them as far, if they go to it, they will be on, clear out in front of us, and we can maybe make a run for the ranger station.
All right, I want you to make
Ranger tower.
I want you to make a strength plus toughness athletics.
Okay, I'm not very strong. I'm not very tough, but I am athletic. I do
You
have
are athletic.
Some skill here. Oh, 1 success.
Did you roll a d4?
No, God, no! Thank you for reminding me.
Don't worry.
Thank you.
They're my
Sir,
favorite
may I
part.
have another? Oh, crap. So the more stressed you are, the more likely you are to roll off the table.
Yeah.
Oh no! I rolled a 1.
You got 0 successes.
I got
All
0
right.
successes.
So you launch it.
I hit myself in the face with
You feel really solid about this throw. You get like a good heft behind it, and you chuck it, and it hits a tree 3 feet in front of you and bounces back right at your feet. And the creature starts to sprint.
Run!
Oh yeah, we gotta run.
Yeah.
Kale, it's after you!
Yeah. So we're going to. I'm not going to go into combat rounds yet because you've not engaged combat where you're being hunted and chased.
Jesus
What do you
Christ.
decide to do? We'll start with you, Clarabelle.
I'm gonna run to the parking lot. No, yes. We're trying to get to the parking lot. I'm gonna run to the parking lot.
Okay. Are you going to run full tilt, or are you going to try to run quietly?
I'm going to run. I'm going to run quietly.
Okay. So what you're going to try to do here is, we'll call that a. Well, it's going to be a coordination plus composure, and it's going to be with a larceny, or we'll call it nature on this one for the stealth, or tactics if you have it. What are you going to do, Daryl? Staring at the rock at your feet.
Well, I feel kind of like the jig is up for me. I think I made a really loud noise, so I am going to sprint. How close is the ranger station?
It's probably 30 yards or so.
Okay, I am gonna sprint for the ranger station. Because I don't have to run faster than the monsters. I just have to run faster than Kale.
Okay, so strength. It's just sprint is going to be strength plus your. We're going to call that toughness, because it's your close speed. Athletics is there for you on that one. What are you going to do, Kale?
I'm stressed.
I am.
Oh,
So
God.
where's this monster's like sprinting towards?
Yeah, I forgot. Everybody, please make a keep it together check. I keep
Okay.
forgetting that trigger because you're looking at. Yeah, this is not normal.
Oh yeah.
That is a resilience plus metal.
I know.
And remember to roll that d4.
Oh, I will. No, I'm gonna freak out. I'm freaking out.
Okay, what'd you get?
Jesus. Good.
0?
Three
3
successes.
I got
Do
you.
you want
Got
to get?
one.
Okay. Then the only one, Daryl, you actually, you feel like the rising sense of panic, and you don't know what to do, but you're able to just sort of like push it down, but you do add another minute.
Yeah, great.
Okay.
Freaking out.
And
man.
now you'll do the actions we do here. So we've got sprinter, we've got sneaker. What are you doing, Kale?
So the guy or the monster that's running, it's just running towards
Your direction.
just towards our direction, not at anyone in particular.
You can't really tell. It's hard to
Okay.
figure out what it's focusing on 'cause it has no eyes. It's just a big toothy grin on a shadowy body heading towards you. And you can tell as it's getting
Smiling?
closer, its hands are like massive claws, big shadowy looking claws.
All right. If I'm near a tree or anything that I can kind of hide next to, not necessarily behind because I want to keep an eye out, but I want to try the be quiet, even though complete silence kills me, and be still. I'm going to try not existing for a few seconds.
All right, so that is not going to be coordination, luckily for you.
Yay!
We are going to call that intuition plus composure, like just your ability to sort of just get over it. However, we are in a new scene right now, so you are taking an extra minute automatically for the sounds.
Okay.
So the way that this is something that's kind of left up to director thing, but generally the way that I do mine is like once per scene, your trauma trigger triggers for free. Every so often after that, you'll have to roll to keep it together. Because there are situations, mainly in this one, when I didn't do that, the people who had to do the keep silent thing just ended up getting like an hour before we got
blown out of the water.
blowing through it. It was terrible. I was like, yeah, I can't do that again. Though it was fun.
Though it was hilarious to watch them suffer, yeah.
I enjoyed every second of it. The player did not have a great time, so that's why I was like. What are you doing, Ray?
Ray is going to also try and stay quiet and follow to the ranger station.
All right,
quietly move away from the rock.
We're going to make a coordination plus composure with larceny or nature, or even tactics, arguably.
There's composure and coordination.
Mm-hmm. So what did you get, Clarabelle?
I got 2 successes.
Okay. What'd you get, Daryl? I'm gonna get the successes and then narrow it out.
I got 1 success.
All right. What'd you get, Kale?
I got 3 successes and a 2 on my D4.
If it's a 1, the only number that matters on a D4 is a 1, and that takes away a success.
Great.
And what'd you get, Ray?
4.
You remember to roll that D4 on that, right, Daryl? Daryl, did you remember to roll D4 with that?
Oh yeah, I did. Sorry. I remember. My name's not Daryl. I'm Robbie. Sorry.
Ray, what'd you say?
PC.
What'd you say again, Ray?
4 successes.
4 success. Good lord. All right. So, you, Ray. First off, you melt into the woods, like going around the edge up to the cabins there, and in fact, does so like he very quietly moves right past Clarabelle, who still is not making a noise. But you do notice like this figure kind of come up on your left, and you just see like Ray like booking it, way quieter than you are, kind of like getting ahead. Kale, you are able to like freeze and stop, and that thing is still heading in your direction, but we'll get to what happens that in a moment. And because Daryl is running at a full clip, and as he does, unfortunately not all that fast. So this thing actually takes off after him as soon as he starts running. And then after he gets a little ways down the hill towards where the campfire is, the other 2 that are out there also swivel and look directly at him and start running in his direction as well.
Shit!
So, Daryl, we're gonna start with you here. What are you gonna do in reaction to these 2?
Shit. So I'm gonna take a look and see. Do I think, as fast as they are, I bet they're way flipping faster than I am.
I mean, if you can somehow like, oh my God, I can help you now. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you. Seconds can be spent to do things. I completely forgot talking about this because I'm terrible at the game I designed. So. Seconds are the other part of your midnight clock. They work like willpower or something like that. So if you spend 1 second, you may re-roll a die, not a distress die. If you spend 6 seconds, you may ignore all of your distress die for the round. And if you spend 2 seconds, you may add another D8 to your roll, like an extra one.
Okay.
You may make this decision after you see your roll.
Okay. So how many seconds do we have,
You can spend no more than 6 seconds in one action.
And when we get to 12, we get another minute.
And when you get to 12, you get another minute. That's so when you want to. So it's that like you're pushing yourself, but it's stressful, and that's what it'll eventually like start building up. I was like, I just realized there's a reason you guys don't have more minutes, and I was like, oh, I messed that up.
Got it. Okay,
but anyway.
So I am going to. Let's see. I am not that fast. I'm athletic, but I just don't have the like physical stamina. So I think what I'm gonna do is, as I'm running, I'm gonna try to scoop up a rock and I'm gonna try to throw it through a window of like the nearest building that I can see that isn't the ranger station. And then I'm gonna hold. And then as soon as I let it loose, I'm gonna hold as perfectly fucking still as I can. That's what I'm gonna do.
Well,
God help me.
okay. What are you throwing?
I'm gonna scoop up a rock.
Okay. So you're gonna make a coordination plus. We're gonna call that a coordination plus toughness, so you can do athletics on that one. What are you doing, Clarabelle?
Well, noticing, I guess, that no one is following, and I can't hotwire a car.
And I have her keys.
Damn it. Like all of that's probably hitting me at the same time. I'm gonna try to like run around the ranger station to try to get to the door, but like not the direction that Daryl's going, if at all possible, like going around the other way.
Okay. So I would like you to make a coordination, composure, another stealth larceny check. I also let you do navigation on this one because you're trying to like maneuver around stuff.
Okay, coordination, composure.
What are you doing, Kale?
So did the monster pass me by?
It
as
ran
I
right. It
turned
ran
into
right
a
by you, going
metal
after
title?
Daryl. Yeah.
Yes. So I'm just gonna walk behind it, just nonchalant.
That is a
And
coordination plus composure, larceny, or nature.
Coordination.
Yeah, coordination.
Coordination. Jesus.
And remember, if you don't like what you get, you can spend 2 seconds and add another D8. You have to take whatever's on that D8, or you can spend 1 to re-roll any die. So, Ray, what are you doing?
Ray seeing Daryl like booking it and trying to make it there, he realizes he's going like really loud, so Ray's gonna attempt to distract them from him. So he's gonna look for either a rock or a stick and try and like throw it way past the side of Daryl, like make them make like a hard right away from him.
Okay. So
I just
that's
pictured
gonna
it
be-
hitting me in the back of the head because I'm
We're
so goddamn
going to call that a
unlucky.
coordination plus manipulation with athletics or or weaponry. Sorry.
Would hand to hand come into that?
I'm
Or
okay with
just
hand to
weapon?
hand in this situation, but you know.
All right. 1,
Okay.
2, 3. Oh
All
wait,
right.
yeah, 3.
So, Daryl, what did you get total?
I got 1 success. Oh, it's a 2. Okay, 1 success.
All right, so you were able to scoop up this rock and kind of like throw it, and as you do, it like bounces off the side of this. It bounces off the side of the building that you're heading towards, and like lands and rolls around behind one of the 2 creatures heading from the middle. And we'll get to them in a second. Clarabelle, what'd you get?
2.
You're able to maneuver around the backside of these cabins a lot better, or pretty easily. Kind of like poking your head through and seeing that you're not being like followed. You're seeing this rock being thrown and those creatures running. As you make yourself like your way all the way to the other side, and as you turn the corner and look down, you see another dead body lying on the ground in front of you. Kale, what'd you get?
I got 1 success, and then I wanted to ask a question about the solace triggers, because mine happens to be making show tunes, singing show tunes.
Singing show tunes.
Oh no, that's terrible!
Yes. Do you want to clear a dungeon?
No,
We can do it if we try.
They
So,
my sound.
so basically in a situation like this in which like singing show tunes would kill you, that's not very solace triggering.
No.
You find yourself in a situation where you can actually sing, say in a car, absolutely. And it's a once per scene thing for me. Some of these are easier to do than others, and I sometimes give little bonuses for the harder to do ones. Like one of them's like the smell of baking bread, and I don't know, like I had
got
one guy
some
actually
real
say
dirty for that.
I had one guy actually say that he had like a fresh baked bread vape, and I was like, all right, cool. Like
That's clever. That's really.
I was like,
That's
I got
a
to give that one to you.
great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, Ray, what'd you get?
3 successes.
And 3. All right, so Kale, you are able to like kind of sneak behind this thing as you see Daryl throwing that rock, and Ray, you're also throwing a rock to try to distract another one, right? With 3
The other one.
successes, you're able to throw this rock and bounce it, and the one that's coming from behind that was chasing after him so intently kind of like stops and veers its head over that way in the direction because he is stopped. However, one of them, the closest one to you, is not affected whatsoever and comes in to slice you across the gut with its claws. I need you to make a coordination plus reaction. If you have tactics or athletics, then you're not Ray, Daryl.
No, me.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
it's
I was like, oh no.
coordination plus reaction, and you have athletics, so you get D8s on your skill.
All right. Also, as I start to try to do a matrix backbend to avoid being disemboweled by a monster, can I catch a whiff of the nearby trees? There's pines in there, right? Because my solace trigger is the smell of pines, and
you are surrounded by pine. However, you have to be in a moment of solace to take it in.
Okay.
Right.
Well,
you
if
have
I'm gonna die, at least it smells nice here.
Right. If you get into a situation where you're not currently like about to get sliced open,
I'm
we'll handle
desperately
that.
trying
Yeah.
to not roll this d4. All right. I got those distress tires so upsetting. Okay, I did wind up with 1 success though.
Okay, 1 success. So he got 2. You subtract 1 from his success pool. You have no armor. His claws do 2 damage, so he did 3 total damage to you. The claws kind of rake in, and you kind of like do that thing where you suck in, think thin, and kind of like back up, and it just sort of like
I have no idea what that is.
kind of like we're all friends here. You and I both know what that is. Anyway, like he kind of backs up and like sucks in, and it scrapes like right across his belly, like really lightly, or your belly, cutting open your shirt, and you feel like the claw kind of dig into you, and you grunt in pain. That is 3 wounds or 3 health points off on you, sir. And now we are going to go into combat rounds. Now, it is 11:45. I would like to shore this up at about midnight because we are at a really good halfway stopping point to finish up next week, and I would like to do that. So if everybody is cool, I would like to hold it right here with his belly just getting opened, and where you're
beautiful.
at. Right?
I love it. I'll be able to think about that every night as I
all week long. Think about that belly. And then we will.
How many of my entrails are spilling out? All these.
We will revisit these scenarios next Friday at 9:00. We have 15 more minutes, so if people want to do sign off stuff or whatever it's your show. Izzy, go.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I this is caught off guard just because of the type of game that this is. But I guess opening it up to anybody in the chat, or actually any questions or like anything for the director of the game.
Just so many things.
Yeah, I mean, anything you're gonna ask, let me know. I mean, I've run this one a whole lot. So.
One thing, I'm loving the second that it's like, oh yeah, the higher level I am, the cooler the things, but at the same time, like, the higher my level, the worse things are going to start getting for me. I love that, like, it's counterbalance.
There's also, if you do with campaign play, we have something embedded in it where as a director, when you're trying to create it, you lock people out of getting to certain hours until certain like major events have happened, so that it's easier to, because what I was noticing is some people would like push through to like hour 6 in the first half of the session. I'd be like,
sure.
I mean, you're just going to end your character before you get anywhere. So I have like, we kind of like started doing these kind of hard stop points. So like in my Midnight Mars game, they're eventually going to get to the point where they can get to third and above, right? But they're not there yet, and it's usually a story thing. I see a couple of questions here. So well, first off,
great question so far.
C-Jack, just gonna let you know it's Boxer Briefs.
There you go.
They give me the support I need, but the comfort I deserve. When are we playing with Papa Bear and Co again?
So we'll try for next. We'll try for next Friday if possible.
Grim.
Grim. So you might not know this, Gavin, but a running theme in our D&D game, and it started in the living room, is that we describe butts of all the NPCs. So Grem is notorious because we made it a thing in our online game as well, that people who are watching can request the description of an ass, of, a random ass. Typically it's an NPC. So I had turned it off. Very specifically, Grem, I turned it off so you could not redeem it as a thing. But typically Grem enjoys the description of asses.
That derriere.
And I think the only NPC, well, there were several NPCs. There were quite a few. I mean, there are some dismembered that were just kind of sitting on their own.
Honestly, like the best time for it would have been at the very beginning when I just had two like booty cheek hands sitting on top of the like blood on the ground or something.
Cleanly severed booty cheek ham.
Just like boom,
Yes.
like
So
some shit. There you go.
Dismembered bum.
Dismembered bum. Does anyone else have any other questions, or like how did everybody feel they picked up like the rules and stuff like that? Did they getting confusing, or is there any like stuff you feel you're not picking up quickly?
I got scared, but then then it was really easy. And I only got scared because I've been playing D&D for the past year and a half and nothing else.
Yeah,
so
you got to break that habit.
Yeah. So this was no, I get it. I got it quickly, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I really dig the attributes, skills, the ones you've specifically picked. I love, like, thinking as a DM, like, I love the idea that, like, any task is broken into, like, multiple different component pieces.
Right.
And you might be really strong, not have very good, composure. So I'm super strong, but, like, under pressure, my strength is less valuable. It's just...
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about throwing at people, because when they're in like really tense situations, I like to toss a composure here and there.
And then just suddenly you're like, oh, my warrior skills don't matter because I'm panicking.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I've got to got to keep it together to throw this rock. I've got to keep it together to jump this bridge. And it's but your athletics will still increase that. So like, you're still like better at it, but it's just this situation calls for a different skill than what you're used to. And I like throwing like really wild, off the wall kind of like combinations together to people sometimes, depending on what's going on. That's something I've enjoyed doing, and it's made the system has made it kind of easy to do it that way. So
yeah, I really like that. So in a system that I was designing a few years ago that has like morphed into the game that we're playing on the Could Have Been Heroes podcast, one of the things, it started off as a horror game, and then COVID happened, and I was like, well, I can't work on a horror game right now. It's too real. And so I transitioned into one of our very happy, light, but still incredibly dark underneath it all. It's like fucked up fairy tale sort of thing. Anyway, but so one of the things that I thought was so cool that I had come up with was this idea that I really love when you roll dice and you get this like immediate boom impact of like, so I reworked the dice system so that it's always 10. If you hit 10 or higher, like you know what you're going to roll, you know what you need to roll to succeed, so that as soon as the dice hits the table, you get this like excitement of it hitting the table. In this, it's a whole different version of that where they hit the table and then you go, yes, success, success, and then you go to that distress die, and it's that moment of like, I made the jump. And then your shoelace catches on the and then you're pulled back like this. it mirrors the horror film so well.
Yes, I was
in
gonna
that
say
moment
that.
of like, I won, no shit, or the
Yeah, and it's and I've seen some like, sometimes it's difficult to call like what, because sometimes a distress dice will happen like, or a catastrophic failure happens like something completely inane, right? That doesn't really matter that much. Like, did I see the thing I was looking for? So I'll bank that stuff, right? Like, yeah, sure, you find it, but like, uh, uh, maybe something collapses when you do, or the next door you walk through, you end up like having, something like that happens. Usually it's stuff like, well, the way I like to explain the three is like if you're trying to unlock a door, a complicated success means it took you too long and the guard saw you. And then a catastrophic failure means you completely failed and the guard's shooting at you. Like, kind of like that's where things are. So it's like it forces people to like react to the narrative and story like in very specific ways. And then when you get later on in some of the dread manifestations in this game, they are god level powers, right?
Yeah,
like
they're wild. They're
yeah,
really
yeah, it's
powerful.
like make a magma erupt from the ground kind of stuff, because you are so far beyond basic human at that point that you just can do this stuff. But it's so they're meant to be like the top 2 or 3 tiers of power are meant to be really like just impactful and splashy, because by that time you're going to be dealing with some really weird shit. There's things we're not going to go over in this game, but there's different like factions within it, like different movements of touched that are combating dread powers and have rules and stuff that you can join, and all this other kind of narrative things that are going to be in the game.
Yeah, it's cool that it's that deep, but that it also plays so well in this like short, like adrenaline burst of horror.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, it's been a great con one shot type.
Yeah,
game.
it would be an incredible one shot game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I've had some phenomenal one shot games with this. Some really short. I've done a couple short, like 4 or 5 episode adventures. I'm currently designing a full like 1 to 12 hour like campaign set on Mars, called Midnight Mars, that I test on Mondays and may end up, I guess, be doing on this channel in the future. I'm totally down, so that I don't have to have panic attacks over
I'll
all
run
the
your
shit I have to
stream.
do. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, but we may end up, but we're probably going to turning the Monday stream into testing some of these scenarios and things that we're trying to build for supplement guides and supplement books and just different things we want to do. So that'll probably be what the Monday stream will be focused on mostly. And we want other people to run this game. So if you are interested in running this game, hit me up.
Oh yeah.
We want other people. Yeah, if you want to run this game, you're interested, hit me up. We want other people to run this game for their friends. You don't have to stream it, but if you can, just run it, see how they like it. Let them know, what's going on. See how you like running it. It is my favorite system to run by far. Like, I've had more fun running this than I have any other system that I've ever played, because it is a cooperative storytelling system. None of you can die without your own permission, right?
Yeah,
There's a choice you make when you die, whether or not you want to, do whatever. And we'll get to it if someone drops, but and they may, but it's sort of.
I might right away. I mean,
yeah,
this could go down quick.
Yeah, you definitely bad magneted pretty there. Pretty big.
So
there.
Speaking of dropping, I noticed on my my character creation that I had toughness, and that said that I got more hit points to start out than everybody else.
Yeah, you have 4 extra hit points.
Well, look at you, Kale.
Yep, you have a
Go ahead, keep trying to
different
just
block,
hit
yeah.
me back here. Keep
How do I know
trying
what my
to throw
dread
me monsters.
How do I know what my dread contract is?
What is it called?
It's in one of the answers.
They're called dread manifestations in the guide.
There is something that says dread contract though.
It's the it's the archetype.
Got it.
Your archetype dictates your dread contract.
Okay, so I was an archivist. Is that my archetype? I think it was. Archivist.
Librarian. I thought it was. So I don't think we had both, but maybe.
What is it? Archivist?
I thought you were a librarian.
No,
No, I think you said caregiver, right?
I'm a
Like
caregiver.
Ray.
Oh, I'm a caregiver.
I think that
Oh, my
that's
vocation
the
is
soothe.
archivist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's the soothe
Soothe?
contract.
Vital touch soothe. So you add 1 minute to observe another touch character for 10 seconds or one combat round. At the end of the round, your target may roll their distress dice and reduce their minute hand as if they engage in their solace trigger. So you can basically lay on hands and heal someone's like distress.
Okay.
And that's for the
Oh,
caregiver,
You may
right?
not use this power on yourself.
Okay.
Very cool.
There is stuff later that you can. Does anyone else have a question about their dread manifestation?
No, just they're really cool, and I love that the more horror. I love that the more. It's just one of my favorite things in the design of this is that the more it's not experience points, it's not magical items. It's the more horror, the more nightmare you are exposed to, the more powerful mystically you become.
Yeah,
because
you fall deeper and deeper into the dread beings and entities that are like affecting the world.
Yeah, so it's like the more Lovecraftian stuff you see, the more tentacles you grow. It's very cool. It's
without all the Nazism.
Yeah,
right.
without all the disturbing, unfortunate racism that comes baked into that whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
somebody
it's
in the stream asked how long you guys have been working on this and said that the project was really cool. And
okay. So the project got started in 2019, I believe. It had a successful Kickstarter funded in 24 hours in 2019. The game was supposed to be released last year, and then we all know what happened last year. And James is a nurse, so that meant his entire time went away. I recently started working on this. This game actually came from a Hunter the Vigil game that James was running, where they wanted a different kind of system for the distress dice, and it just sort of like came out of that. And then eventually he was like, "I'm gonna write a whole game around this." And then
I can see that.
And then someone like was like, "No, you won't." And then James was like, "Bet," and then he did it. And then, basically, and then I told them, but I'm the third developer. I'm trying to get them to officially name me the third wheel of the company as like an official company title, but I don't know if they're gonna do that or not. But I ended up like rewriting like a bunch of the rules and like helping the play test and have all this stuff happen. So I end up becoming like a member of the company, and so I am gonna help them get the book across the finish line. For those that didn't hear me in the beginning, the planned release right now is September.
Okay.
Who knows? The world is a strange.
It's time for my birthday.
Yeah. We wanted. I know that I'm gonna. Me and James are gonna be. We work every week, but James, like I said, is a nurse, and it's a very like wild schedule, and it's I have 4 children,
especially right now, my lord.
Yeah, we're getting there, and it's coming together. I'm really liking the stuff that I'm reading through and all that stuff. We've got a lot of people working on it, and it's kind of become like a labor of love for everybody. So
congratulations on getting it getting something within sight of finishing. Like,
oh yeah, it
wow,
feels
it's
good.
an insane amount of work. It's wild.
It is an insane amount of work, and like I finally feel like we're on the like final track, right? Like most of the pieces that we have are there, and we're ready to just put them together and like
it's
order
just
them
a little bit of.
So it's all it's getting toward. Well, we have an editor, and the editor is going to go through the stuff, and then we're probably going to have to look at like what mistakes we made that we handed to the editor that we didn't realize because we're not editors,
right?
And go from there. Artwork's being done and churned out. Artists it's got some really cool stuff. I'm just not sure which ones I can share right now.
Yeah, some of the stuff in that PDF is really awesome, and I know that was stuff that was done already for the Kickstarter, right? Yeah.
The stuff on the Kickstarter page, for those interested, you just go to Kickstarter and type in The Midnight World, and you can check all the different stretch goals. There's some really neat stuff in there for... we are still going to do... Midnight in the Rust Belt and Midnight in Appalachia did not get funded. They will happen eventually because...
Oh, good. Because
I want
Rust Belt I want bad.
I want Appalachia because I'm from North Carolina. And,
right.
I'm cousin to them hill folk, so...
some trouble up in the hollow.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm really looking forward to that one. My Midnight Mars supplement I'm hoping to have like done. I think that might end up being a whole setting guide for like futuristic kind of I don't know, pseudo transhumanist horror as
and
well. So
a Ridley Scott in space with this rule set, like, oh wow, I would love
yeah,
to play
it's well the Midnight Mars game's been a lot of fun. So yeah,
that sounds really cool.
I'm about to go on a hiatus for that so I can focus on this book because I have to stop writing. Because I was writing Midnight Mars before I was a member of the team because I wanted them to publish it, and then they were like, "Hey, you're part of the team," and then I had to like stop. I have to stop with Midnight Mars so I can get the book out. So I'm gonna probably put that on hiatus for a little bit, but it'll come back eventually. I got enough written for another couple of sessions.
Love it.
But I'm having a lot of fun. I'm glad y'all enjoyed it. I hope that like I said, I'm gonna I run the game all the time. Anyone wants to run the game, got any questions, anything, just hit me up. If you want the rules document that we're using, that rules document, I can put it somewhere on the Nat 30's Discord channel for anyone that may be interested, and you can download and look at it. It's about 92 pages. It is not the final product, though a lot of the things you see in there will wind up in the final book. But that's the final rule set. Everything in there is, set. So
Nice.
All right. Awesome.
Love it.
cool.
Well, thank you so
Also,
much.
stellar
Yeah.
to
Thank
game
you.
with you guys, by the way.
Yeah,
All of
it
you.
was a lot of fun gaming, everybody.
This was a lot of fun.
So
Thank
next
you so much.
week,
Yeah, we'll definitely try to if everyone's available next Friday, we can try to finish it up. If not, totally fine. We can find another Friday because I think Friday will probably be best for it.
I'm good next week, but we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
and then-
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, thank you to everybody. We got to find somebody to raid.
Yeah. How exciting.
We will also be back tomorrow with a one-shot Mad Biomancer's Tower. It's a little one-shot, going to be kind of a fun thing that we'll throw together with our Nat 30s crew. And that's because we are kind of doing some side stuff while we get prepped to play in person in the studio starting July 11th. We're very excited about it. So if there are any suggestions, by the way, on who you want to raid, throw it into the chat, but I'm gonna look for do we have any final hold on. Initiative League, are you on right now? Initiative League, are you on right now? Are you doing two things? Because if you are, then we will raid you.
Yeah.
I'll give it a second to answer. I don't know. It says that
Also, I want to say that I decided that Daryl Pendlebrook does not have a work visa, doesn't have a green card, but he is English, but he's got a really good American accent. So as soon as his belly is opened up, I slipped it in earlier, right? I slipped the accent on for like a second, but I'll do the whole next session in an English accent.
Okay.
Oh, bloody hell, my bloody nuts, no!
All right, let's see. Okay, so oh crap, there's so many people streaming right now. Let's go with you know what? Crap.
Let us find someone who's
Embarrassment of riches.
Let's go with Tyne's Dungeon. How about them?
Yeah.
So thank you to everybody who hung out with us. Definitely please go pop over and follow Proletarian Papa Bear if you would like to watch more Midnight World. In the meantime, we're going to be working on perhaps bringing it over to the Nat 30s. We'll see. All about timing. And you can definitely check out Daryl or Robbie.
If you don't hate the sound of my voice,
you can listen to it on Could Have Been Heroes podcast. That's couldhavebeenheroes.squarespace.com is their website, which you would have seen over here on this side.
Awesome podcast. Really,
thank
funny
you.
and entertaining.
fantastic podcast.
Busted up fairy tale failures.
Yeah,
all
it's awesome.
afflicted with disturbing nightmare curses. They don't even know how bad they are yet, and
it's funny. It's exciting. It catches you off guard. Like you never know what's going to happen.
I'm
it's
loving
awesome.
the Dreamlands. The Dreamlands episodes are becoming my favorites
Oh,
because those
no,
shenanigans
really?
are insane.
Okay, so the Dreamlands episodes we just improv off of a bunch of prompts picked out by patrons or other podcasts or whatever. One took place in Ford's Theater, like as it was happening.
I knew exactly what was happening as soon as you said American Cousin.
You did. You heard. I tried to mumble it so that people wouldn't catch on right away. They did not know the name of the play that was playing when Lincoln was assassinated, so they didn't catch on. So,
Thanks for roughing my orgasm, by the way.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
I
Had
appreciate
to show it off.
so good. Well, thank you guys for the plug. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Kat, do you have anything you want to plug?
You can follow me on Insta if you feel like it. cheese_cat. I post occasionally my photography that if you feel so inclined to say, hey, I want to give you money, I will take money and send you a picture.
There
Hell yeah.
you go.
Kat also is our reigning champion of knife party on
Yes.
our the Could Have Been Heroes Discord, where we did like a text-based puzzle room horror thing. And
Oh, wow.
Kat is the reigning champ. She won. She solved the mystery before anybody else could.
Yeah, and if I had
Nice.
actually known how to solve the puzzle, I would have solved it like a half an hour earlier because
Yeah, it
I
was
just
just like a
put it out
little
there.
twist. It was like a trick. Yeah.
I put it out there. He's not dead. Nobody killed him. But I
No.
didn't put the little asterisks. And if I had done it right then, game over, and we just could have gone around poking and licking stuff.
I mean,
That sounds
Yeah.
that
better.
sounds. I mean, you want to get to that earlier in the night, anyway.
The licking
Energy
of
for it
objects,
later,
yeah. Well, anyway, Gavin, thank you so much for sharing this awesome project.
Wonderful.
Yes,
thank you.
Thank
everyone.
you. So we're gonna raid Tyne's dungeon. They are playing
No
D&D.
Twitter, sorry.
Oh, sorry. What?
Sorry, I don't feel like typing.
Okay. So we're gonna raid Tyne's dungeon, and they are playing D&D. And thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow night. And yeah, have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.